PHRY. I guess we can do this.
Yeah, she'll drop the link.
Yeah. Do we have shout-outs?
Drop a link down in the
Do we
description.
have shout-outs? Is that a thing?
That should be a thing, yeah. So you
Okay.
can you
Well,
can go
I will-
ahead and do
I
the
will.
shout out on the channel if you want to one of my mods there.
But yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
All right, and next to her is the lovely Danny, who also does streaming under the name what?
Lord Scritch the Goodly. Lord with an E on the end, Scritch the Goodly. So, yeah, I'll drop something in there in just a second as well. So I stream when I stream, which can be hit or miss sometimes. Sorry, guys. Custom Funko Pops, cosplay. Occasionally, if I don't want to adult, apparently Legos. Really just whatever, but usually probably it's going to be Funko Pops or art of some kind, and then also cosplay when I'm working on cosplaying things. There is talk of getting me to do a creative writing stream, but I don't even know how one does a creative writing stream, so...
You're right.
Creative.
Or just verbal barf.
Maybe that. I don't
Maybe.
know. It's like, yeah. But art and cosplay stuff.
Art
Yeah.
cosplay.
Art
Yeah.
and cosplay stuff. So there you go. And all the way at the very end there is Nate, and
Hello.
he's kind of in the same position I am. He's not quite made affiliate yet and still working on it. So
Working is a strong word
Nate,
at this point.
so
Yeah.
tell us your handle. Tell us what you do.
Okay, my handle is Nova Flaggerbluth. Right now, I'm not really doing much streaming, but I am helping Scritch and Casual with those, and I try to pop in chat and hopefully make things interesting.
Yeah, and occasionally you'll see us do bad gaming streams together.
Yes.
He's not too terrible at games. I am awful. So every now and then I bring him into my stream and we play games so that people can make fun of how bad I am at games.
All right, so a lot of cross-pollination here on this particular channel. There's a lot of us here. If you're new to the stream, this is our weekly D&D session. Usually weekly D&D session.
Biannually.
It's more than that. So this is our gaming group. We get together every week if we can. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but we play D&D, have a good time. Get into shenanigans, kill things, loot the bodies. You know, it's a good time. Good time had by all. We are currently working our way through the Tomb of Annihilation. That is the official Wizards of the Coast hardcover adventure. It's hardcover plus because I just can't leave well enough alone, and I'm adding stuff as we go. So my game and your game will not be the same, and your mileage may vary. If you enjoy the adventure, talk to your local DM. I assume if you're watching this, you're a D&D player. Talk to your local DM and see about getting in on Tomb of Annihilation. We do post the video recordings of our sessions onto YouTube. Just do a search for Casual Cactus, Casual with a C, Cactus with a K. You should be able to find there on that channel 2 playlists. One that has the full adventures of the Glassbreakers Guild, which is what we're doing here right now. And one that just got started this past week was the random one-shots that we will do when we get to fill in if we can't have everyone here. This past week was BS. That is the... it just went right out of my head.
Society.
The Bounty Society.
I'm so glad you loved it.
I'm so sorry.
I can't even remember its name.
I had it in my brain right up until the moment I tried to say it.
Well, no, you say the name and then you do the joke.
No, do the joke first and then explain it. So it's the Bounty Society. It was a one-shot run by our good friend Braden, who's sitting over here to my right, and who is a member of the Glassbreakers Guild. A lot of fun. We left that one also on a cliffhanger, and hopefully at some point we'll wrap back around to that and finish up that adventure. Don't know if we'll stream it. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But when we do it, it absolutely will be recorded and put on there so that you get a little bit of closure on that storyline as well. Before we go any deeper, anybody else have any announcements, news for the good of the order? Anybody?
We might die tonight.
Well, that's a
I
given.
think it's safe to say someone will die tonight.
That's
Going to die.
you know, sort of a given almost any session, right?
Yeah, yes.
Try to, at least.
All right. Well then, let us get started. And we always start our sessions with a recap from one of the players. Who
Done.
would like to volunteer?
Not it.
Well, considering I was
Well,
not
Kyrie wasn't here,
I
so
wasn't
I
here,
guess
so I'm unable to.
we're gonna go with Nat. Would you like to give us
Man, I had a
a
heart attack. I
recap,
was like,
please?
your finger on your nose. Oh wait, hold on.
Okay, so there's a lot here. We did a lot in the last session. We made it,
literally
so
climbed
day
a rock.
17 of the Death Curse. Pyre made a giant gaudy quartz tower for us to camp in. There's enough beds for all of us, and he also put a steam room in there.
Yes.
Day 18, Pyre, Meyer, and Gideon had an awkward conversation about the weird magic thing going on between Meyer and Gideon.
Oops.
Where they still didn't really figure out what's going on.
The magic marriage.
At this point, a Category 4 hurricane hit us, and we all weathered out the storm in the tower. Everybody was okay. I think we also, I don't think I wrote this down, but I think we managed to get all of the boats and supplies. And
Yeah, everything's
Yeah.
good.
everything was
And
in
I
the
think there was
tower.
a what are they called?
There was
Crustacean people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the show. Maybe.
we don't know what their name is.
Oh yeah,
but
giant lobster
we also
guy.
have to deal with that when we get back.
Anyway, then day 19 of the Death Curse. Elias found half a body that was eaten by a T-Rex. We did figure out that the guy was doing stuff for the flaming, or he was mapping for the flaming fist.
Yes.
Day 20 of the Death Curse. We are outside the plateau of Mbala. The trail is really awful. Apparently, everybody really, really struggles to get up.
You
but
wouldn't. Your character wouldn't know.
Kai and I decided to climb up the face of the cliff because I have a spider and I don't remember what Kai has.
How's that working for you?
Yeah, how's that working?
It was a poor decision, okay? I didn't think about it.
You broke the golden rule.
I did not realize that it was going to take them this freaking long to get up the trail. Pyre fell and hurt himself. Azaka passed out. We saw a whole bunch of stuff from the top of the plateau, Kai and I, when we got up there. I'm not going to go through all of that right now. But once Kai and I did get to the top of the plateau, there was a little falling apart village, and I heard an old lady's voice. I went to check it out. Everybody's convinced the old lady was a hag, and Nix was not convinced.
And that's why you're going to die.
Nix did realize that the old lady wasn't humanoid, and so she decided to stealth away. And the old lady decides to follow us at that point, and that's kind of where we left off. I think.
You were literally hanging off a cliff.
Yeah, my spider and I were hanging off the edge of the cliff, just kind of looking over to see what was going on.
And it's like,
And I believe Kai's in a tree.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we ended with Kai thinking like, "Oh man, I'm so glad she can't see me," and then she looked
looks
at him.
Yeah,
Right at
that's,
him.
that's where we ended
Yep.
last time on day 20 of the death.
what happens next, so glorious DM?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So just so everyone kind of gets an idea, that's not the right thing. Let's go to that. There we go. So just so everyone gets kind of an idea of where we are, that dot right at the very top of the screen is Port Nyanzaru. That is the port city in Schultz.
It's a PDF.
It's not the camera.
It's not the camera.
No.
Sorry. This is a static. The party.
So hard.
That's so hard.
How did you think that was working? There's no top-down camera. It would have been side.
And the party has made their way all the way down the river there, past Camp Righteous, past Camp Vengeance, and are now high atop the plateau of Mbala.
Mbala. We are saying it correctly?
Yes,
Okay.
Mbala.
Mbala. And Azaka is afraid of heights.
Azaka is very much afraid of heights.
That was you should have seen that experience.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed it.
Yes.
She passed out like every time we
Yeah.
sat.
It was exhausting for me to watch because I wasn't actually helpful.
And then
They were
weren't you like
lucky.
creepily hugging onto her?
No, she was on my back, and I said, just put your face on my shoulder so that
She was like, shh,
you don't see it.
All right.
Creepy.
So,
Oh, there was a like a broken down airship thingy.
yeah, that was kind of off in the woods.
Yeah.
Off
You
in
to
the,
point that out.
off in the
on map.
distance. You guys
Don't
haven't
have it on the
gotten
map.
there yet. Miss Nix.
You're really gonna start here?
Well, you're like 4 hours ahead of
We
us.
have to decide if we find you alive or dead.
We have to converge the timelines a bit. So, my dear Nix, please give me a perception check.
I'd just like everybody to know that I've loved playing Nyx.
We're real optimistic about how this is gonna
For
go.
whatever fate may come.
What is this?
A possible
Oh,
death is what this
perception.
is.
Oh,
A
mm.
possible death. A death. A death.
Likely.
It's a death.
Likely.
That's a 6.
That's
No.
a 6. Okay.
No.
Do you have
So-
a secondary character here?
so
with
there you
tonight?
are.
No. Okay.
You are
Well, then
clinging to your lovely spider, Sunshine, who is clinging to the side of the cliff. You're about 10 feet below the lip. You figured that was a good place, far enough out of reach, so that whatever it was that was in the hut there can't grab you. And so you're just kind of hanging out there, and you're sort of leaning back, and you're looking at the world literally upside down as you're peering up off the back of this spider. And so the world has got this weird topsy-turvy look to it. The sky is down, the jungle below you is up. It's really trippy, and you are not noticing anything.
Quick question: did I stealth? Did I roll for stealth last time?
You did.
You
Did I?
did.
did.
You did, and we are dealing with the consequences of those rolls now.
Oh.
Did I have advantage because it's rocky terrain? I don't remember.
Yes.
I believe I
you
did,
did,
give
but
it to you. Unfortunately,
You did not roll
as I
well.
recall, the
Oh, is that
Creature
right?
rolled a natural
the
20.
the person, creature, the whatever that you're facing rolled a natural 20 on
Okay,
its
I
perception
remember
check,
Just figured I'd
which
check.
is how it was able to spot both you and your friend Kai in the tree.
Yep.
Okay. So, how long you gonna hang out there?
I mean, I kind of figured that I'd hang out there until I saw what the old lady was doing. But I'm apparently not paying attention, so
Kind of hard to see anything when you're on the side of a cliff.
That's a fair
That
point.
is fair,
That's a
actually.
real fair point.
do I hear anything? Or would that go with perception?
That goes with perception, unfortunately. So you're not hearing just a whole lot either. Your attention is sort of pulled out away from the cliff at this point.
You hear the screams from down the mountain as fire falls.
So I figure I'd probably wait there like 10-15 minutes
Okay.
and then have Sunshine kind of creep up just a little bit to see if we could see anything.
All right. So you hang out there about 10-15 minutes. You haven't seen anything. You haven't heard anything. And so you go creeping up, or you have Sunshine creep up the side of the cliff and sort of ease up over the edge. Now make me another perception check.
Better Make it a good one.
Kai's dead body is hanging from a tree.
Oh no, that doesn't look good.
That's the same one.
That's a
Same
face. That's a face.
That's still 6.
Oh,
That is
gosh.
still a 6. All right.
You were so dead.
The
So sorry.
Death is gonna happen.
the jungle at the top of the plateau is oddly quiet.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Behind you, off the edge of the cliff, you do see clouds sort of roll in about halfway down the cliff, and so it blankets out the jungle canopy below you.
Do I see any of these guys? They're still too far down?
They're still too far out of the way, and you're not at the right angle
This is
to see
only
them.
this is only hour 1. We have like 4 more hours until we're at the top.
That's true. Okay.
See if we can talk our way out of this.
Okay, if I don't see
Oh,
anything and I don't
no.
notice anything, I'm going to continue creeping up really slowly, just a little bit more.
Okay.
Check everything out. Kind of keep doing that.
Just
unless I
kind of
notice something.
so you crest the cliff and you pause and you wait there for about 10 to 15 minutes. You hear nothing, you see nothing, and so you start to creep forward on Sunshine. Make me another perception check.
You're definitely safe.
Different ones right now. So much better.
Oh.
Oh, good. 21.
Oh yay!
Okay.
There's a giant monster like right behind you the whole time.
All right. So, with a 21,
He's finding stats.
Here's your fries.
you hear the same sort of old crone-like voice you heard singing before, but it is now joined by
The screams of Guy.
There's 2 ways this is gonna go.
5 other voices.
Oh, it's freaking Coven. Assuming it's a hag.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're dead.
It
You're dead.
seems to be sort of a mixed bag of different types of voices. You hear what sounds like a human voice. You hear a couple of sort of light, lilty, elven type voices. You hear one sort of deep, gravelly, almost draconic-ish voice, and you hear one voice that you're not even real sure how you make the connection, but there's one voice that sounds like it's got a tinge of flame beneath it.
Can I find that village of all women?
Can I tell where, like, I don't see anything. I just
You haven't
hear
seen
these
anything, you're
voices.
just hearing the voices.
What direction are the voices coming from?
Given your sort of the backtracking that you're doing across ground you've already covered, you would almost guess that they're in the hut you saw before.
With my favorite enemy,
Uh-huh.
can I tell if any of them are humanoid?
Why, certainly. You can tell 1, 2, 3, 4,
How many stat pages
5
do you
of them
have?
are humanoid.
This isn't
I have
We're not
concerns.
for the disturbance in
So
the
with-
forests.
With favorite enemy, I can roll an intelligence check for more information. Did I write that correctly? Is that how that works?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
It's at this moment while we're walking, I'm like, gee, I hope everything's going okay up there at the top of the plateau.
I'm still tempted
sure
to play
they're
my
fine.
bagpipes.
What's the worst that can happen, right?
They are
Why
my
would you say
minions,
that?
of course
Oh
they are.
no, nah.
Intelligence.
I'm still tempted to play the bagpipes. It's not rival.
7.
Now,
What? I mean, what are you trying to find out?
I
I
guess-
would definitely do that.
Yeah. Maybe what kind of humanoids there?
Yeah, not with a 7. You're not. Sorry.
Okay.
This movement makes no sheep.
Okay. What is my surrounding area? I'm at the edge of the cliff. What am I
Okay.
seeing in front of me?
So you've actually moved away from the edge of the cliff at this
Right.
point.
Right.
It's jungle, but it's got the definite feel of a jungle that is creeping back into territory that had once been cleared off. So it's not as thick as what you've been used to over the course of the trek that you guys have been on. There are still sounds of nature around you, birds chirping, things rustling in the undergrowth, some kind of simian up in the trees that you can't really get a real good look at. But you can tell that this is ground that at one point had known the hands of cultivators. So it looks like maybe a field or two that had overgrown, or that is grown over now, moving towards the edge of what used to be a settlement.
Okay. Still stealthing.
Okay.
I would like to skirt around the village of dilapidated buildings.
Okay. What is your stealth bonus?
That is a +6 total.
Okay.
I guess just kind of try to see if I can see what's going on. I don't know why there's new voices.
Okay.
Maybe I can talk to these people.
All right. As you go, you pass close by what looks to you start to see what looks to be the remains of an old log palisade. You recognize it from earlier. Looks like what might have been the gates to the settlement before. The gate itself has rotted away. All you're really seeing is sort of the foundational whatever of what used to be the walls of the settlement. Piled up where you assume the path that your friends are on leads is a mound of skulls.
That's disconcerting.
Look what you guys have to look forward to. Mine will be on top.
Yes, but we have.
So you kind of pay a passing glance to that because your attention is sort of focused on what's going on in the settlement proper. Roll me a perception check.
Good luck.
Thanks. $19.
19. Okay. You're starting to see movement in the one lone structure that is still standing. And you recognize one of the shapes as the old crone that you had looked in on before. With her now, there seem to be 5 other figures, and they are huddled around a beer hole that is holding, not that kind of beer.
Just on the ground.
They're holding they're around basically a stretcher on which lies a sixth figure.
Very good. Helpful.
Is the sixth figure one of the humanoids?
You are not reading anything off of the sixth figure.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak a little bit closer,
Okay.
see if I can see more.
All right.
I'm gonna make a smarter character next time.
I wish we all had one of those.
Darn intelligence modifier, man.
As you get a little bit closer, you start to be able to distinguish the voices a little bit better. There is the voice of the old crone that you recognize from her singing before, and she most of what she's saying seems a lot like gibberish at first. You realize it's mostly just her sort of exclamations interjecting into what the others are saying, and you get the sense that the rest of the voices are sort of pleading with her and entreating with her to help them. You hear one voice that sounds very much like a halfling. It's like, "The Red was my friend. I'd really like to see him back on his feet, please. I don't care what the cost. Please help us out." And then the sort of infernal voice was like, yes, my short friend is right. Our party is lessened with his falling, and we have heard that you can work your magic and bring him back to a semblance of life. Oh, Nanny Pepu has many gifts that is not one of them right now.
What did she say her name was?
Nanny Pepu.
Yep. So to the viewers who don't know about Dungeons and Dragons, it is now confirmed a hag.
It is not confirmed anything yet.
Don't you give us
Maybe
that.
it's just a nice old woman who likes living alone on top of a plateau with skulls.
Yeah, I mean, Nix doesn't know anything about
That's
hacks.
player knowledge, not character knowledge.
There you go.
No.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. So, the figure in the middle, does it now that I'm a little closer, does it look like it's dead?
Make a medicine check.
Medicine check from a distance. Yes, it has an arrow.
10?
10. It's hard to say from this distance. Appears to be a human, and he's got a shock of really bright red hair on his head and a bright red beard, and he's lying there, stone still, not moving.
Probably. What was I didn't actually write this down. The seer person that we're supposed to be.
All we know is that she was referred to as the Oracle.
The Oracle.
That's
The
it.
Oracle of
Yeah.
Orlanga?
Orlanga.
Yes.
That's as much as we know, and I hope it's not this lady.
It probably is.
It probably is, which sucks.
It's fine. Okay.
It's just a local fisherman.
Yeah.
For a pleasure cruise.
On the
Really
top of a
constant waters.
plateau. A fisherman on top of a plateau.
Okay.
I hunt bats.
I'm going to stop stealthing.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh.
Aye, aye, aye.
And I'm going to go back up to the front of the dilapidated building
Okay.
and kind of tether, not really tether, he doesn't need it,
put Nyx over to, or not Nyx, put Sunshine over to the side.
She's flustered, ladies and gentlemen. Can you tell?
Tell Sunshine to stay,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go to the front door and I'm gonna knock on it.
Oh
Okay.
Well, at least Nyx died polite.
It's the way that she would prefer.
All right. So there's nothing really solid about the sort of the entryway to this rundown little dilapidated hut. It's mainly just a flap of leather over the opening. So you reach out and you tap on the door frame itself.
I'm also gonna reach into my pouch and grab a piece of blue cloth.
Okay.
Can I prepare an action to give a blue cloth?
Love it.
Cloth.
Okay.
for cloth.
So, from inside, you hear the sounds of bodies whirling around and weapons being drawn.
Yeah.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love you, Nyx. It was fun having another short person in the party.
I did not.
You could always resurrect her dead body.
That is true.
Have another short minion.
Now we're off the rails.
I'm not dead yet.
At least.
Yet.
And you might not even have a body. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen.
That's
true.
True.
That's a fair
She might eat
point.
me. I don't know what
Okay.
hags eat.
So,
Probably small
what are you
children.
going to do?
Is anybody answering the door?
Not as such, no.
Excuse me?
Oh dear.
Is this where the Oracle lives?
Oh, so we have another guest. Oh, pardon me. Put those away. Put those away. Put those away. And you hear sort of this shuffling as the figure that you saw before pulls back the flap and appears in the doorway. You've got a closer look at her now. She is, to all appearances, an old crone, very, very wrinkled, and her skin has soaked up a lot of the tropical sun when there is sun. Although here on the plateau, you would imagine it's sunny more often than down in the valley. Very, very, deep wrinkles. Her hairs just kind of fly away, bird's nest on top of her head. She's dressed in just tattered rags. And inside, behind her, you do see another group of adventurers. They are gathered around what you can now obviously tell is the body of one of their own. The body is the redheaded human male. He does have around his neck what looks to be a holy symbol. It's one of the lesser gods, but you recognize it as a holy symbol. He's dressed in robes, and his hands are just crossed across his chest. There are a couple of copper pieces in his eyes. The rest of the party are comprised of a little halfling wearing leathers and carrying a remarkable number of daggers. There is a human who is carrying just a bog standard short sword. There is an elf with her bow out and lowered, but definitely knocked. She's got an arrow knocked and ready to let fly if she needs to. And then there is a pink-skinned tiefling
I've forgotten how they come in different shades of color.
Yes.
Hey, hello there. What can Nanny Pepu do for you?
Well, hi, my name is Nix Trilomax. Are you the oracle that lives up here?
Oh, no, dearie. The oracle is at Orolunga. And she sort of points off towards the pyramid that you saw rising out of the jungle off in the distance.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to bother you. I was actually looking for the oracle and thought maybe you were the oracle.
Oh, no. And at this point, her eyes sort of fall on to Sunshine. Oh, that is a fascinating beastie.
Yeah, that's my spider. His name's Sunshine. Isn't he pretty?
The other adventurers have sort of gathered at her shoulder and are looking past you at your spider now as well.
Vibes seem like the Dumb and Dumber, like one head, the other head, the other head, the other head.
Yep.
Yep, that's my spider.
You make me a perception check.
Do you need a different dice? Have you been messing with her
Three
dice?
different dice.
Oh dear.
8.
Did one contaminate those?
Okay. Nope. Have they been mixed in with the
No,
die?
Nat,
They stay in
Nat,
this box.
no, Nat. It's his curse is initiative, not everything else. So you don't have to worry about
That
that.
depends on the
I mean, he's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay.
Not wrong.
So, all right. So you do kind of catch little whispers toward the back of the group, but you can't make out what's being said.
Well, I'm really sorry to bother you, ma'am. I just came to ask, but I'll be on my way now. But for your trouble, here's a piece of cloth for you.
Oh, hey, thank you.
It was nice to meet you. I'm sorry to bother you.
By any chance, child, did you ascend my plateau alone?
No, I have a friend with me, and I'm not sure where he went.
Can you describe him for me?
He looks like a
Well,
At which point I will assume that you describe
Kai.
Kai.
I don't remember.
It's like,
white skin.
always talking about his son.
okay.
Whatever, like the nicest way to describe him, because that's probably just what I would do.
Right. Oh, that is too bad. Well, have a good day.
I'm confused by this response.
And she
That's code
turns
for
to go
Kai's
back
dead.
and starts to try and push past the rest of the party.
Starts to try.
Because they're still standing around her in a semicircle, sort of blocking her way back into the hut. She's like,
And I walk back to my spider.
Goodbye.
Maybe sort of do like a backward shuffle just to kind of keep an eye on them, since none of them seem to like me all that much.
roll an insight check.
Please, oh please, let it.
Which
Was that a nat one?
yes, it was a nat.
Well, they seem a friendly sort. All those sharp things can only be by way of greeting.
They're probably just a band of chefs.
Yeah, walk over to Sunshine. Get shot in the back. It's not even the hat that kills me, you guys.
Adventurers.
Oh, Nat.
Oh,
no.
I need an initiative roll from you.
these
We'll
bastards.
avenge your body when we find you. We'll avenge your death.
I'll raise it.
If we find your body.
Okay. So.
I'm gonna give you a token just for keeping to character. 'Cause
Thanks.
I would have found it hard to be so jovial and nice in the face of death.
One of Nyx's things is she kind of has this mentality that everybody's a friend until they prove that they're not a friend.
Boy, you're about to get proof that they're not friends so hard right now.
I know.
What?
I didn't
Why
say I
are
was a
they
good
attacking?
I don't know.
I will avenge
But,
you
you
by
know-
using you.
It's not the hag.
That's fair.
That is fair.
The hag's being nice to me.
So, if I animate
To
her
be-
corpse
hey,
and
do-
her corpse kills one of them, has she technically avenged herself?
From
I
beyond
can
the
prove
grave, yes.
I'd be cool with that.
That reminds me of a D&D story on Facebook where it was like, one of our party members died by some guy, and I basically took his femur, sharpened it, and when we came up against the guy, I stabbed him with it. Avenged.
Nicely done.
You had
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, you must have some nice looking stuff.
Yeah.
I've got 15 crocodile teeth and one of the crocodile skins.
And an awesome spider.
And I,
Yeah, that spider
So
is
how
dead.
long till we get to the top?
Like
We're about
4
4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah!
Yeah.
No, it took us 5 hours to get to the
Wait.
top.
yeah.
She got up there in like an hour. It's taking us like 6.
How long would it take me to climb?
Do you have a climb speed?
Yes, I do have a climb speed.
No.
I have a climb speed of 20 feet.
Do you really want to come into
Yeah.
this situation?
I would
I'm
recommend
just
Okay,
saying.
well-
Nix needs help.
I know she needs help, but
But we don't know that.
we don't
Yeah,
know
we
that.
don't
Okay,
know.
we don't know that, but I would probably be faster than.
Well, and if it takes us
That.
long enough walking up,
but
we
probably
might.
not as fast.
Bright might head up
as-
just to check on you guys to see what's going on because it's taking us a
Yeah,
long
That's
time.
up to the DM's discretion. How are you feeling
Yeah,
today,
since
DM?
I wasn't.
It's such a
I
wonderful
wasn't
evening.
here last
Since you
time.
weren't here last time,
Yes.
Yeah.
assuming that at the first switchback, when you realized that there was
It's gonna take a while.
drama and it was going to take a little while,
Yeah.
if you wanted to scout ahead,
Okay.
you would be able to do so, and you probably, if you're gonna climb it, make me 3 athletics checks.
Okay. That's not very good. Okay. The first one is. Let's see. 4.
4.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Oh, even.
An 8.
I thought I saw double digits on that first one. I was looking
No.
incorrectly.
And a 6. Wow, that was.
Oh.
Oh, you're
My rolls are spreading.
You're like a plague.
What? Okay, that's athletics. Right? That was athletics.
Does
Yeah,
she
that's
meet us at the
athletics.
next switchback?
I'll go back to the
Yeah, basically. You take the harder way to the next switchback, and by the time you get there, the other party is already there.
We're like walking up the switchback and we just see you ahead of us like,
I just took the long. I got distracted.
It was a worthy attempt.
I got distracted. I started drawing some plants.
You were thinking
On
about
the
the
t-
cat god thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was
I just
thinking,
imagine like a bird flying around you and you're like swatting at the bird as you
Yeah,
climb.
probably. And I'm
red
like, oh
dot.
wait.
It climbs this way.
Watch this. It's the celestial laser pointer.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with rolls like that, you're going to be with the rest of the party.
Okay.
Bye,
It's
Nix.
fine. I tried. I tried.
Hey,
It was worth the effort.
you could talk
A
your
for
way out
effort
of it.
and
Yes.
and here,
I mean,
just for making the effort.
No, I lost it. Thank you.
I obviously
It's fine.
Can't
I
throw.
just
That's your
can't catch.
participation.
I
trophy.
can't.
Or you could just start talking cute and
Okay.
guilt them into giving up.
So.
Why are you hating me like that? Cuteness roll.
That's charisma.
Why are you avoiding me?
What is my charisma?
Really declined.
I'm sad.
Hey. All right. So, my dear Nix,
What was your initiative?
what was your initiative roll?
A natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Plus. What is my initiative?
It's whatever your dex modifier
Does not
is.
matter. As a natural 20, you will go first. I will give you another insight roll.
Please.
Yes. 19.
19. Okay.
The curse is gone for now.
You realize, like, as it's happening, that the adventurers have got their weapons out and they're coming for Sunshine.
Oh.
Why?
Well, because it's a
It's a
spider.
giant spider.
Because it's a giant spider. Assholes. Well, yes.
I mean, they're adventurers,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So not only going for her, they're going for the spider.
They're going for the spider.
They're all under the hags.
How far away am I from Sunshine? I don't feel like I tethered her, or not him. I am
did.
flustered.
Right.
Do you know the
No.
sex of your spider?
Yes, it's him!
Okay.
She said
checked.
that. I'm
Yeah.
flustered. I don't think I really left him too far away.
I assume you're within 15 feet of it. I mean, I assume he's within 20 feet of the door. You're within 15 feet of him. They're coming through the door about, like, right there at you. So, it's close quarters. It's gonna be hectic.
Command him to web him.
jump on the spider and ride off into the sun.
Do you have
The sunset.
entangle or like something to block the path?
Nope, wolf spiders.
Well, I'm gonna sprint, use my movement to
Okay.
get over to Sunshine.
Look back and yell, what the hell?
All right.
And
Just ride down the cliff.
yeah, we're booking it.
Okay.
Yeah, down the cliff is probably a good idea.
They can't follow me.
I mean, they're gonna have to do exactly what we're doing. Yeah.
How? Okay, so how fast does Sunshine advance?
40 feet.
Oh, nice.
He has
Okay.
40 feet walk and climb speed.
So 80 feet of dash.
Okay. So, so you'll dash over to him, hop it into the saddle, wheel him around, and start booking it. Okay.
As can I use my action to get out my bow?
Yes. Okay.
I just want to have it out.
All right. So,
Their turn.
yes, let's run down this real quick. Before I do, though, just make me a d20 roll. Just a straight d20.
I don't know whether you should roll whole, low or high.
Roll to survive.
8.
Okay. Good enough. All right. So, what do we got here?
I'd
We've
appreciate
got
it if the hag got pissed
a.
off and killed them all.
That would be great.
I mean, if you make
Save
it
us
back
the
to us
trouble.
alive, we might all get pissed
All
off
right.
and
So,
The
so the
dark
halfling
thoughts of Nyx reveals himself.
pulls out his short bow and is going to let fly.
Sort of
Okay, so this is again. They're not targeting you; they're targeting your spider.
They're trying to shoot my spider? What kind of idiots are these?
Does a 22 hit?
Adventurers.
These venture cats.
A lot like us.
It's
Okay.
What is your spider's health?
Wow, that's
It might
like
survive.
as many. Well, I guess your
Yeah.
spiders
All
are
right.
dying slowly.
So
that
it
might
takes.
be more than mine. Yeah. That's
So
what I
the
thought.
first arrow sinks in, and he takes
Characters here.
takes 9 points of piercing damage.
Now I'm really pissed off.
This is
Wait,
when the
how-
wizard
you
shows
said
up in
9?
fireballs.
9 points, yes.
How dare you?
The elf pulls back her longbow.
Kill fireball.
I have lots of things.
27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And takes another 9 points of piercing damage.
Get out of range next turn.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
How does the ranger with
I'm
that
gonna put a quick disclaimer out there right now. I'm pregnant, and if I cry because this spider dies on stream, this didn't happen.
Alright.
Can you animate a spider?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know how beast. Did she get it back?
I have no idea what happens if your
According
beast
to
dies.
the rules, it's 8 hours and gold and stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff and
8 hours and 20
Um,
minutes.
Can I borrow a PHB real quick?
We all scramble for our own.
I'll believe that's what it
Sploof would donate to the Sunshine Cause.
Someone's casting a spell, and I don't like it.
was. I don't like it.
On the bright side, if you make it back to us, you know, they'll get what's coming to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
back to us
I-
4 hours away.
I just don't understand why they're trying to kill it. I would
They had
understand
one.
trying to capture it.
They don't like spiders.
Maybe their
Maybe they
friend
have
got killed by a
arach-
giant
Maybe
spider.
they have severe arachnophobia.
It's a party composed of Arachnophobia Anonymous.
Yeah, yeah.
hard is this?
Arachnophobia Anonymous.
Yes, but you're a Snurf Nerblin, and you live underground, where that's normal. This is the above world.
I mean, it's not even completely normal where I'm from, but
Well, it's normal for you, for spiders to have harnesses and that kind of stuff. The above world is different.
So you hear some arcane words from behind you,
Oh, shit.
and I'm gonna need you and your spider to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh.
Did they? What is-
Fireball.
Fireball? Yeah, you're not surviving a fireball.
so 17 for me
Okay.
And it has proficiency.
and a natural 20 for sunshine.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay. So you will take half damage, and Sunshine will take a quarter damage for the natural 20,
Nice.
which
was-
I'm about to roll up.
What was cast, Keith?
It was Fireball
Oh,
from a warlock
there's a.
at 4th level.
Oh,
Well-
that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
8.
They're higher level.
If you read it out, I can add it
Well,
up.
Just a little bit.
I just did. Yep.
Live or die, we're just still gonna get what's coming to
They're
us.
level 7.
Yeah.
They're level 7
Level 7 warlock.
at least.
Find us. We'll protect you, our
Well,
squishy toes.
In 4 hours when you catch up.
Yeah.
23.
23 total?
23 total, so you take half of that. So take 12,
12. And your
And
spider
the
takes
spider takes
6.
and your spider takes 6.
It's not bad.
Is Sunshine still alive?
Yes.
For now.
Oh, good.
So if you took 12,
Okay.
you were
One
good.
more
Here's
adventurer.
So you feel the impact of the fireball as it collides with you and your spider. You have just enough wherewithal to scamper to the edges of the effect before it explodes and burns you and singes you.
And neither of them have to make the save because there's still more than half.
Yes, good point. All right. Okay. Actually, I gave that back to you too soon. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Another spell is being cast.
You can keep it over there if you want. I've got another book.
Okay.
Another fireball? Oh no. Well, we can catch them when they're doing a long rest.
We'll catch them during a long rest before they have their powers back.
It's hammer time!
I thought I was gonna die and my spider was gonna be okay. This is so much worse.
All right. So I need you both again to make your dexterity saving throws.
He attacks his own group.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Get the guy with the fireball.
What is it
Fireball
going to
directly.
be? Where is it? Where is
Don't
it?
do the
Where is
wizard.
it?
That's a great spell.
So that's a 16 for me.
If only we were there.
Okay.
And another natural 20 for Sunshine.
So again, you will take half, and Sunshine will only take a quarter.
On the bright side, on your next turn, you might be able to get out of range.
Yeah. Well, maybe not of the fireball, because
Not
they
if
can still cast
My
another
spider's
third
unconscious.
level fireball.
So,
That's the point.
You also might need stealth, hopefully.
so 14.
14 for me.
So you'll take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and Sunshine will take a quarter of 14. So 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and then
And that's still on that.
So is that
And there's-
another fireball?
it is
or
not a fireball. No.
What was that one?
1 second. 16. So you'll take 8 points of cold damage, and
More to the spider.
Sunshine will take 4 points of cold damage.
Is he still up?
So above you for a moment, there is a cylinder of rock hard hailstones raining down on you as the sorcerer casts Ice Storm.
You guys are fourth level
Wow.
spellcasters?
So ready to kill these guys.
Oh, these guys are
Fireball.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And you can't get out of range because a fireball is like 150.
Yes, but the warlock cast that.
Yeah. I'm assuming it has a third level slot still.
Well,
26
For who?
Oh,
for the spider.
wait, you have an inspiration, right? Make him re-roll.
12.
It doesn't hit!
Yay!
Javelin comes flashing out of
Oh.
nowhere and just barely misses you.
Good call.
Cast darkness. Cast something. Cast anything. Cast hide. Pass without a trace. I don't know.
Do something.
Do something. Anything. We need you. You're the rations.
So you hear behind you. We need the spider for Brynjar. Come back here.
Vineyard?
Why are you trying to kill me, you dumbass?
I mean, she's not wrong.
I just really enjoyed that visual.
With the next round, you will actually be roll. I assume you're going to want to try and get to the woods and stuff.
Yes.
Also, may I suggest spending an action to cure wounds or heal and
And you've got
word
a
your spider?
plus what?
To
Does she have that?
Your stealth.
maybe.
yeah, plus 6 to stealth.
Plus also-
Do you have cure wounds?
Yes, I think
now?
we got that. But...
I'm wondering,
Well,
it would be a
yes.
good idea to
She
cure
gets to
wounds
hide
your
first.
spider.
Yeah,
She
she
needs
needs
to
to
stop getting hit first,
Yeah.
and then worry about healing.
It doesn't do it.
Oh.
No, it's a good
Nope.
idea.
Nope. Nope.
Is your stealth?
Nope. And nope.
Yes! You have disappeared.
From behind you, you hear the anguished cries as whoever they are can no longer track you.
They'll die.
The darkness within
Nice,
her
nice.
rises.
Tried to kill my spider!
It'd be fine if it was me. I
Don't
came
mess
to
with
this game planning to die.
Make me a. Hello? Oh. Make me just a straight d20 roll.
4.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
So I'm out of initiative.
You are now out of initiative at this
They
point.
can't find me.
They can't find you.
They've been in the jungle
Then
for
I'm
more than
going
20
to
days.
cure
I don't know what's going
wounds.
on.
My poor spider.
You can probably upcast that though. Right?
What?
Cure wounds?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
spend
you
higher
can
spell
do it
slots
at a
to
higher
do
spell slot.
more.
If you have, I have. If you have.
You have a level 2, I believe.
She should have level 2.
No, I have.
Level 2 spells, so you can upcast
Yes.
it.
Okay.
If you want. If you,
I
it just
don't
if
know.
that is
Doesn't have
So
I have none.
so that's
First game I'm never playing a spellcast.
yeah. For 2.
It's weird. You don't have options. You just have smash.
Is that what that was?
Wrap this upon yourself.
It's fine. I've got a lot of trick. Helping stuff.
Double horse.
Spellcasting ability? Wisdom?
Yeah, plus your wisdom modifier.
So 6.
Working on healing her spider.
So poor Sunshine is limping along. One of his legs, he's holding one of his 8 legs just sort of up, and is not walking on it at all. There's green ichor coming from the arrow.
Just give us the word and we will murder these people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Make
well,
Matt
they're
cry.
dying
I'm gonna
trying.
throw
The hairs on his abdomen are
get
still
there during their long
singed and
rest.
smoking slightly, as are you, obviously. And there's a little bit of little jagged hailstones that sort of got caught between you and him from the ice storm spell.
Welcome to the episode entitled Nix's Chronicles, while the rest of us watch. And thank you for watching.
And comment.
I'm
And
also
comment. Subscribe.
I'm also gonna cast Goodberry and feed the spider all 10 of the
Okay.
berries.
Goodness.
I love that spell. Well, it's an automatic.
Good.
10 hit points,
Sounds
so-
good. All right. So you've managed to slip out of the noose for a moment. And we will say that for the next few hours, you're just sort of hunkering down,
Hiding.
hiding out in the jungle.
Long enough for a short rest?
I don't know. Would you be comfortable resting?
If I found somewhere that I was positive I was okay and safe,
Okay. Make me a survival check.
okay.
Doesn't. I think Natural Explorer gives her a bonus or an advantage to this.
9. So, hold on.
No, I don't think so.
No, so 9.
So 9. This is so unlike the terrain that you're used to, the terrain that you grew up in. You're having a hard time between that and you're still a little bit on edge and raw about the fact that these guys were attacking your spider. So you're having a hard time concentrating on trying to find a place to sort of rest. So you probably won't get that short rest.
That's okay.
You will, however, be out of sight long enough for the rest of you to arrive at the top.
Oh my god.
So we're standing. There was the wooden palisade and the skulls, right?
Correct.
Yeah, well, this is
Can I play
environment.
with
Like a pile of leaves.
Is Azaka? She's
Those
conscious
are
now,
not
right?
leaves.
She's conscious, but she's obviously out of it. She's still sort
she's
of
no help.
She's dealing with her trauma and her extreme phobia of heights.
Skulls.
Can I,
That's
can I play my bagpipes to announce our
encouraging.
arrival?
So when you say it's wooden, correct?
no.
What's
No,
left of
how
the
about-
wall?
I get the wood.
It was a wooden palisade.
Okay.
It's mostly
That one.
fallen over, mostly rotted.
Put down.
Where the gates were, you kind of see the twisted remains of the posts that held the gate. The gate is long gone, and in its place is the mound of skulls.
Does it look like it was built by humanoids?
Does what look like it was built by
The
humanoids?
palisade, the architecture.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it might have been a human.
Yeah, I
settlement.
automatically
things.
know. So just making sure it wasn't.
It looks like it
anything-
might have been a human settlement.
Okay, as soon as I see the skulls, I'm firebolting them.
Okay.
Oh,
Just because?
Because skulls.
I was
That's
running
fair.
towards them about to jump into
how
my
much-
pile
If
of
Bloof's in the
leaves.
way, she might get firebolted.
How much damage does Firebolt do?
1d10.
1d10.
1d10? Okay.
Although you're
2d10.
yeah, he
2d10?
level 5, so 2d10.
2d10
yeah.
plus 5.
Okay. How long do you want to stand there doing that?
Oh, I'm just gonna shoot one. If anything moves afterwards, then I'll keep shooting.
Okay. So you shoot, and you, roll me your damage, just for grins.
Just for greens. Greens.
10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23. Okay. So you sort of point your finger, and the firebolt explodes out of it and into the pile of skulls, and you blast a hole in this mound that's almost 3 feet deep and 3 feet around, and it just incinerates the skulls that are there, and then the whole thing sort of collapses in on itself to refill the gap.
Okay, but nothing else is.
Beyond that, nothing else moves.
I also rolled that, or I did that wrong. It was -5 from that.
Oh.
because I have. Oh, it's my 2 hit. That's why.
Okay.
So what's beyond the palisade?
Well, what you can see off to either side is basically jungle that appears to have overgrown areas that might once have been cultivated. The mound of skulls in front of you sort of blocks the view of what you assume would be the center of the settlement, but off to the side you see where their cultivation.
I don't share our other two companions.
I don't either.
They're probably just further in.
They've had a long time to wait.
Yeah, they're probably taking a nap
Yeah.
or something.
I grab a spoon, put it on my hands, and start like
Like a little puppet.
I guess we go in.
Pass this down to Sploof, please.
Yeah, I get that, Xanthos guy.
All right. So what do you
In
guys
we
do?
go.
In you go. Okay. How do you want to do it? Because going over the mound is gonna be.
I assume we
it's-
can walk around it.
You can. Yes. Yeah. Easily enough. So as you come around the mound, you see the remains of what used to be a human settlement. There are some stone foundations left. Most of the buildings, the elements have reclaimed. They've fallen in. They've rotted in place. There's nowhere. Is there a wall taller than about waist high? For Sploof, they're about head high. But for the rest of you, they're about waist high. Looks to be old stone construction, and then on top of that would have been wooden construction with skins over the top of it. All of that has just fallen into disrepair. Except for one structure.
I'm gonna.
Everybody
my
make a
shield
perception
up.
check for me, please.
Everyone. 19. Hold on.
Unnatural 20.
Perception? Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, unnatural 20,
11.
11,
Natural 20.
natural 20,
Nice.
Yeah.
14.
14.
Natural 1. Starting off strong.
This place is so dirty.
This place is so filthy. You can't imagine anyone ever having lived here.
I like it.
And yet there is a.
Unfortunately, Sploof, you're sort of caught up in
Skulls.
you and Meyer. You're sort
Having a
of caught up
conversation with your
in
skull.
in having the conversation with the skull.
Excuse me.
So you're just sort of, both of you are kind of distracted by that and don't really get a sense of what's going on. For my unnatural 20s, you do see the one hut that is still a viable structure. You see smoke rising from it, and you hear voices coming from it.
Okay.
Sounds like about a half a dozen or so voices.
Okay.
You do not recognize any of them.
Okay.
My ears aren't bleeding, so.
You guys also see the only other structure left in the town is what you assume was the old town well. Any structure above the stone wall around it has long since fallen apart and been hauled off, but the stonework is actually there. So you do see that.
Sure, the parish people are living here.
Did the natural 20 see anything more?
With a natural 20,
Oh.
you see all of that.
Okay.
And you do see what looks to be the remains of a battle, of a fight of some kind. There are scorch marks. There's a spot a little further along that looks like it's been sort of trampled down by something from above, maybe hailstones. Hailstones in the middle of the freaking jungle. That's weird. You see a javelin way off across the way where it has stuck into the ground and not been retrieved.
Who's
Did I drop anything?
No.
No, you did not.
Now that we're no longer standing on the edge, is Azaka a little less?
No, it's going to take her a little while to recover.
worthless Pinky?
So
Can we see the pyramid from here?
Make a perception check.
I saw that last time.
11.
11? Not from here, no.
No.
it doesn't appear that any of our comrades are here, but there are people living here, supposedly.
Yes.
Oh, shall we go ask them?
People
Yeah.
living here?
I'm just going to point at the hut with the smoke and the voices coming from it.
Oh, I missed that. But you notice how none of these buildings are any taller than here, yes?
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe there was some sort of an explosion at that level?
No, it's just decay, probably.
Perhaps. Well then.
Let's go see who's up here.
Yeah.
I will approach cautiously.
Okay.
So I will kind of stealth.
I'm also going to stealth.
I'm not going to. I won't survive.
But I do get my shield and pull it around. And
Okay.
I'll have
Put it
my
on my arm.
maul.
Okay.
Just
So what are your stealth scores? Stealth ability scores?
Oh, modifier?
Yeah. What's the
Plus
modifiers?
Stealth?
Plus 5?
Plus 7.
Plus 7.
how is yours higher than the rogue?
Rogue
she's-
bard.
Yeah, she's
I'm a
rogue bard.
Oh, true.
you know your proficiency bonus goes up by character level, not class level, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But
it
it's
is up at
still,
a plus 3.
It's still. I'm still.
Okay.
I don't think it's gone up.
You should be
Should be at
level
3.
Should I be
5, so it should be at a plus 3 instead of plus 2.
Okay. Well, then it's
6.
6.
Okay, you weren't here when we leveled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not. Well.
Okay. All right. So the tiny goblin and the cat disappear as the rest of you approach the hut.
Perhaps you should do the talking as you are a word master, and I have this.
Yeah.
I'll just stay in the back.
Don't worry, we got you back.
Thoughts.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up. We can hear the voices coming out of the hut, right?
One second. How does detect thoughts work? That's surface thoughts and.
Unless I dig deeper, yeah.
Okay, and is it a single target?
It's concentration up to 1 minute. Read the thoughts of certain creatures.
Okay.
Okay, I have to be able to see them, so I'll wait then. But that's in preparation.
Okay, sounds good.
We can hear them talking.
So
in the
you can
hut.
hew the voices. Yes, you can make out 6 distinct voices. One of them is the old crone. Sounds like an old woman. One of them sounds human. One of them sounds human, but like it sucked down helium. There's one that sounds very sort of flamish, and a couple of the sort of lilting cadences of elven kind.
I'm going to knock on the door frame.
Like you do.
Like you do. You do hear the sounds of weapons being drawn.
I summon my weapon.
All right.
I prepare fireball.
I just have them all ready.
Okay.
This
And
will
there's
be the first time you see me summon that sword, by the way.
Oh yeah.
that's the first time. Yeah.
That's the first time everyone but Elias
has seen you
it.
do that.
I was here first.
All right. So for the longest time after the sound of weapons being drawn, nothing happens, and then you hear well, I wonder if that little child came back, and you from the crone's voice,
Child.
and you hear the sound of shuffling as she sort of approaches and pulls back the leather covering over the door. It's at this point that you guys can make out in the dimness behind her the other party that we have already described. I'm not going to do it again.
Of course.
With all their weapons.
With their weapons drawn, including what you assume is the dead cleric on the stretcher. And the old crone is standing there in front of you. The interior of the hut, it is very dimly lit. There's smells of incense. There is a large cauldron bubbling over the fireplace with something mixing in it, and yeah.
Is this Orlanga?
Oh no, dear. This is Mbala. Orolonga is that way. And as she points, at this point you can make out the pyramid that is further into the jungle.
Put those away, please.
Oh yes. Put your weapons away. We're all friendly here. I said put them away.
To be clear, I don't think any of us have put away our weapons. We're still.
I put my weapon away. Or at least I lower my weapon.
The others lower their weapons.
I'll lower it, but I don't put mine away.
There, now we're all friends here.
I cast Dragon's Breath on Hemorrhoid.
I just imagine you grabbing Hemorrhoid and like.
Because I have to pull a pepper out of my pouch and shove it down his throat. So it's like.
All right.
And then just ease it down its gullet.
So you, and I'm gonna sort of address the adventure like, sorry to intrude. You mentioned a small child?
Oh yes, she was here. Several hours ago, I guess.
Blue scraps of cloth.
Dark
And
like
she reaches down to her bag.
What did you just say?
He said dark like a monkey.
Oh.
So she reaches down into her belt and pulls off a scrap of what you recognize as one of Nyx's blue.
Nyx, you've been here.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, actually.
Do you know where she went?
Oh my, she sort of wandered off that direction. These people were somewhat rude.
Oh, how so?
We hadn't noticed.
Well, we'll just
We'll be on our way.
be on our way then. Have a nice evening.
Okay.
And I'm gonna back away from the door, but I'm not gonna turn around. I'm just gonna keep backing up till they're out of sight.
Okay.
Are they aggressive looking at this point, or are they chilled down?
They're kind of. Well, actually, make me an insight check, please.
12.
12. They're hard to read.
Okay.
You do notice none of them have put their weapons away, but
neither have we.
But neither of you.
Yeah.
And they seem somewhat sort of cowed by this crone that is sort of between the two groups.
What are they thinking?
Also, I got a nat 20.
Insight.
Nat 20 insight. Okay. This is the part where I have to walk away for a second. Follow me.
Oh man. You're not dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not
surprisingly.
dead.
Granted,
Well done.
when we all try and fight this party of 7th or 8th level adventurers,
Which we know
probably
is
will
going
all
to
die.
happen. Which
That's,
we know is
that's
going to
probably
happen.
a good assumption.
So it's 5 level 7 adventurers versus math.
Versus
7.
Math.
6 level, are we?
7.
Level
Uh,
7 level
level
5s.
5s.
Well, and Azaka. You have Azaka too.
If she's
If
still shell shocked.
Yeah, she's
Because I was gonna ask her who the oracle, like what the oracle looks like, and if the hut was where the oracle was, but she's all.
But she's kind of out of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm really
Gonna die. And they probably don't have the death curse, so like they probably.
No, I'm guessing
are
that they brought
20
their
hit points down.
No,
If
I'm
they
probably
cleric
guessing
back.
they brought their cleric who died, and they can't bring
if
her
I
back
can
or something.
persuade the warlock to attack his own people,
Maybe.
That is
Fireball.
Really awesome.
I also have
How would you
hex.
do that?
I can
It's
choose
a spell.
intelligence to have disadvantage.
It's not saving throws. It's just ability checks. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like skill checks.
I thought it was saving throws.
No, that is like the one thing it doesn't affect.
Okay.
That and attack rolls. Otherwise, it'd be way more handy.
That's a shame.
More overpowered.
Yeah, all my spells either protect me or deal more damage to them. So
Yeah.
I have hammer.
I have hemorrhoid.
I like the idea of waiting till they're taking a long rest though, so they don't have any of their
Be a
stuff
surprise.
back.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
them.
I like. Nyx likes people, but man, when they went after her spider, it unleashed.
The darkness
they're
within
kind of
inside.
jerks, like for adventurers even. Like
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of douchey. All around.
Kill my freaking spider!
This is the same conversation all NPCs have, ladies and gentlemen. We're having the exact same conversation all NPCs have with us.
after the adventures, those guys were jerks.
We're jerks. I wouldn't have tried to kill anybody's freaking animal.
One of them cast a spell on me and I lost all of my magic items for like $12.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You did that. You didn't change money. You stole a +3 longsword from someone.
And a chandelier.
Oh,
And a chandelier.
I didn't take the chandelier. You convinced
Oh,
me.
that's right.
Oh, yeah,
we
you-
talked
No,
you
because
down.
we were like, yeah, we talked to her
Because we were like, there's no way we can hide it.
Because the great
And
quote
she's
that
like,
night was,
"Try
but not the chandelier.
Yeah.
Not the chandelier.
Oh, you stole a lot of stuff.
I stole everything. I
Yes.
didn't know I was stealing it. It's true.
All of your characters don't know they're doing stuff.
This one just doesn't know he's actually a good guy.
And who had the natural 20 insight? Okay.
Interior
You get the sense that the other adventurers are kind of sort of weighing the odds about what would go down
don't
in
know
a
what level
fight
we are.
and not liking what they see.
Well,
But
and-
you're also sensing deep desperation in a couple of the members. You're
They
not
only
real
think
sure
there's four
why.
of
Wait,
us.
okay, they can only see.
True.
Well, and then you make 5.
If
If-
she's with us,
right.
she said one other person.
She's off in the jungle somewhere, hiding.
I don't know what happened to Kai.
Can I see
The
the
hag
body?
ate him.
You can.
So you're here about your friend, lover, slave?
Okay, we're gonna fight these guys.
He's my
gonna
friend.
happen.
That's from the halfling. We
He's a friend.
want him back.
Is he dead?
Is that
Well, duh.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Miss?
The death curse.
How long have you been in the jungle?
Oh, a fortnight, 2 weeks.
So, you know about the curse.
Well, yeah.
It's real.
So, how are you planning on bringing your friend back?
Miss
He,
Pepu.
he just sort of points at the crone. She can do it.
That's not how this works.
You're
Can you?
stealth.
Oh yeah. Don't say that.
Oh, well, it's not traditional magic, but I do know a certain rite that can mostly bring the pin back. Yes.
Insight.
I mean, everybody's gonna.
12.
I'm distracted apparently.
18?
18?
Unnatural 20?
Unnatural 20.
Is that the truth?
Oh yeah, detect thought.
Is that real?
She seems sincere.
Oh.
That's something I would be mighty interested in.
Mostly back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at the adventurers and be like, and you're comfortable with that? You're comfortable with mostly your friend being back?
It's better than this.
You got a point.
Are you sure? Muttering under my breath.
Well, to each his own, so I guess we can.
Miss
It's none of our business.
Pepu. Yes, I do.
He does. We don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's not even suspicious why you know that name.
Would you
I'm just gonna look back.
would you be willing to go on a short walk? I would like to learn more about this.
I don't think so.
Would you be willing to step with me outside?
I think we can have the discussion here.
If you drill into her mind to find the information.
No, I won't do that.
He's not that stupid.
Insight.
The reason I ask is your compatriots made a poor choice a little while ago, and I'm just going to stare at each of them in turn, for which I believe they will pay.
Ooh.
Can you explain yourself?
Yeah, the rest of your party's like,
Back up a couple of steps and explain yourself.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Out of the quiet comes this.
What was that?
Your minion did well.
Unnatural 20.
Exciting.
Okay.
And one of them rolled a 2. Oh, you already rolled, never mind.
you can say one of them rolled a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see them all just kind of. They don't move, but they all like feel like they look like they get a little bit smaller.
Can you
Standing there.
explain higher?
Yeah, you want to share with the group?
Sharing is caring.
Nyx may or may not be alive. And we have these fine folks to blame.
Oh, please do explain yourself.
Hemorrhoid's gonna slip in and come up from behind him.
No, I'm a
Who's
mouse.
that?
Steven.
Let's see, Bright.
This is gonna
Do I connect the dots that maybe they tried to fight Nyx?
Oh.
I feel like that
It'll be obvious.
This
That
is going to
should
be this. So this is going to be a dual skill check. I will have you roll.
Hey, don't worry, you'll hear the explosion. You'll
I
know
will-
what's
I will-
going on.
I will take a survival check
Oh man.
and an insight check, and you have advantage on both rolls.
Okay.
Steven, how long does it take to make your invisible castle thing?
I
I get
remember.
takes a minute.
Well, natural 20.
Oh,
Okay,
on
so natural
survival.
20 on
And
your
what was that
survival.
say?
Yes.
Roll your insight. You also have advantage.
He makes a castle go like around the house and capture them.
I don't think
Let's
so.
see. 16.
Things
I-
like
I- yeah, it would push everything out.
Yeah, but how much damage would that be?
Yeah, 16.
If it takes a minute to cast.
Okay,
it
guys.
doesn't matter.
Okay, guys. Hang on.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're able to connect the dots.
Okay.
So, upon hearing this, I'm gonna start moving up closer to so I'm just enough in the doorway that I can block anyone coming out of it. Care to explain yourselves?
You realize that with this particular hut, the way it's constructed, they wouldn't have a hard time cutting through
Cutting
the
through? Okay,
walls
never
and,
mind
and
then.
getting out other ways. It's still an intimidating sort of picture, and since they're kind of anyway, they may not think about that. But in the back of your head, it's a possibility.
Kyrie, were you gonna do something with your connected dots or?
So let's do that first.
Let's see. Since I'm still stealthed, I'm going. Let's see. Okay. Well. Okay. Obviously, I don't see any dead bodies around.
Correct.
So I am going-
Actually,
Well, okay, besides
hang on,
this-
hang on.
oh.
With your natural 20 survival check, you actually would see the tracks of Sunshine
Oh,
scurrying
okay.
off into the woods.
Especially since he was injured.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially since he's
Perfect.
injured, you do also pick up that one of his legs doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. I
It's
will
gonna be a fight.
follow the trail then.
Fight.
And I'm going to
Represents
message Pyre.
You're gonna message Pyre.
Yes,
Okay.
and tell him that I might know where they are. So, and I'm just gonna message him. I found Sunshine's tracks, and I'm going to find
We
them.
will come back
Okay.
to that later. And you were what?
I just moved into the doorway and said, "Care to explain yourselves?"
Well, and this is from Nanny Pepu. Well, the rite has a bit of a cost involved. A life for a life, you understand.
Oh.
No, why not one of these guys?
Two?
I'm concerned that there's a
Two
countdown
strikes.
happening
Oh.
right now.
Two strikes.
Okay. Do they have one more, or we're counting down or up?
I've seen some shitty things in my time, but you lot, you pretty much take the cake.
He was our friend. We were desperate to bring him back.
Oh, so it's okay to take someone else's friend to bring yours back. Is that how that works? His life is worth more than anyone else's, because he's your friend. Oh yeah, that hits home. I'd love to help.
We weren't going to harm your friend. Her spider, on the other hand, would have been a perfect substitute.
One. Fireball.
Oh no, I am.
Which one?
What were you? How are you surprised?
I'm not even mad.
I need everybody
It's
to make
bad.
your dexterity
By the
saving
way,
rolls.
it's going towards the back.
Wait.
I'm
Wait.
purposely trying to avoid.
It's not that big a
getting
hut.
into-
It's not that big a height.
I
Okay.
haven't been anywhere.
You are gonna kill
Yeah,
us
you guys are clear.
However-
Everyone, you're not there. Everyone else.
As soon as I see through Hemorrhoid's eyes him starting to cast,
We
I
might.
cast the dragon's breath. So they're gonna catch it from both sides.
What's your spell save DC?
My spell save?
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to beat.
14.
Because I did pass with a 17, so I'm gonna take half. But if this kills me,
Let's do that. Let's do it this way. Let's have initiatives, please.
come on. Oh.
Do you want me to roll initiative?
All right. I'm gonna
Not
spend
you.
inspiration. I need to at
will
least
need
get
it
higher
from
than that.
from Sploof.
That's better.
Won't need it from Nyx.
18 is Hemorrhoid gonna go on my turn too?
18 will go on your turn. Yeah, hemorrhoid will go on your turn.
18 for me as well.
Okay. So give me a second, guys, because
That's
I've
fine.
got to figure
No,
out.
you didn't figure you were gonna have a fight.
It's fine. I was about to tell them that if an animal could do, you could
Okay,
have picked
so
any animal.
Yeah.
all right. So you were an 18.
18.
18.
This might be highly
I was a
ill-advised,
12.
but we got
12?
your back.
Thanks, guys.
If we all die from this, I'm
11.
pretty happy with this ending. I'm not gonna lie.
18.
Yes.
You're not.
Yeah.
18.
18.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Would
Hold on.
would
19!
Bright
Oh,
would Brightpaw
19.
be close enough that if she heard the explosion, she could come back?
Not in time to help.
Okay.
But you would at least know we're here.
Yeah.
Did you not roll it?
So
No,
let me
'cause I'm going.
see.
I'm following Sunshine's tracks because I found. So I found his tracks and
So
I
who's the bigger threat?
because I connected the dots that they fought. So
I don't know,
obviously I
actually.
want to make sure
I
that
want to cast
Nyx
Hex on somebody.
is
I only do it
okay.
once.
I mean,
I would cast
yeah.
Hex on whoever looks like they're the easiest.
You can always bonus
Okay.
action move it.
I care
You
about
can always
you.
bonus action move it. So.
That's usually what I do. Is since I
Okay.
the person I'm fighting or the weakest person, so then once you kill him, you just move to the next person.
Okay, do I have to spend a
Try and drop
reaction?
him as fast as you can.
Everybody's getting bullied.
I still haven't got one.
Really?
No.
I got one.
So
I got one.
Action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm the village idiot, so I probably didn't get one.
so
You did. I forget.
Keith, what
Yep.
were-
You're welcome.
Yep.
so Nanny Pepu catches your spell coming, and she sort of waves her arms up over her head
Oh, she counterspells it?
and steps right through the wall of the hut
Oh.
without cutting through it.
Oh, lovely.
Oh. Molds through stone.
And
crap.
is making distance away from the hut as
To be fair, I
much
honestly
as she
don't
can
care
do.
about her.
She's gonna take the dash action in addition to her movement. She's gonna wind up about 60 feet away,
That's one old woman.
and then your fireball goes off.
Yes.
So
40 damage. I take 20 because I did. I
Okay.
passed. You gotta beat a 14.
I got a 19, so I take 20, but that's a lot of damage.
I'm at 25.
okay.
Remember back
So
away.
this
If
will be
Kai
for
got hit
all
with
of
that,
them.
he would be
And
dead.
what is it? It's
17.
dexterity.
Dexterity, yeah.
Dexterity. Okay. So
What you
and
roll?
need to beat what?
Barely got
Then
it.
we have to beat
A 14?
14,
14, I
right?
think.
14.
It's
Okay.
your spell save DC. It's
Right. Which
8
should
plus proficiency plus your
Yeah,
spellcasting
uh,
modifier.
Oh. 12, 13, 14, 15.
So it would be 11 plus. Yeah, 15.
I'm at 14 hit points.
I'm at 25.
No, that was with half.
that'll be
The whole
20.
thing would have killed me.
Yeah, the whole thing would have got me down to 5 hit
Have to
points.
make what? I'm sorry.
15.
15. Okay.
Oh, I don't even know if I can activate my Crimson Right. It'll kill me.
Whoops.
They might. It might.
I'm sorry.
In the future.
I'm 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the future, we need a code word.
And, and
Well, too bad that I.
We can use it. Oh,
and
it's
ties go to
So if they meet the DC,
If they
have to-
hit the
it's a
DC, they succeed.
difficulty check. So if
Okay.
they if they
Okay.
hit the difficulty check.
The DC is the number you have to hit.
got
to get above.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fight. Well,
Okay.
I might just have to do my early thing in Dwarven Fortitude, because
It's gonna be a good turn for that.
I'm not going to survive much longer.
Either
'Cause
gonna have to
th-
heal,
yeah, this is
or I'm
this
gonna
could literally
run in
kill
and
the
action
party
search everything.
right
This
here.
is not how I saw today going.
No,
Not at all.
you're gonna be the only one alive. It's reversed.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't know if we can continue a campaign after that.
We'll be fine.
You are making the dex save yourself as well, right?
Okay.
Because you're within the radius.
Never mind who we're
And
fighting.
don't you get
We gotta
resistance
worry
to
about
fire?
our own party members.
So you'll take a quarter.
All right,
if
you have
pass.
resistance to fire damage.
All right,
you'll be
so
okay. Which is good because you don't have very many hit points.
so all of them except for the fighter make the save and only take 20 points of damage. The fighter fails, takes the full brunt, and succeeds on his Constitution save. They are all still up.
So
Yeah,
the
I
fighter's the
figured.
first
do
one
they
to
get any
take out.
disadvantage from the fact that there's stuff coming at them from both sides?
No.
Oh
What
yeah,
do you mean
because
both
hemorrhoid.
sides?
Because at the same time, hemorrhoid is gonna.
Question.
Right before
since
That's
hemorrhoid
going to be
dies.
on your turn.
As a question, because I was thinking about this.
It's
with
not
some
exactly
other-
in sync, but it's close.
I was looking at just the other spells. If can we get flanking because hemorrhoid's behind her, or does that not?
No.
Just wondering.
By the way, you did roll for hemorrhoid, didn't you?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Even if hemorrhoid succeeds, hemorrhoid's gonna die.
Exactly.
Yeah, hemorrhoid is.
It's not an attack. It's
No,
you make
you're
The fireball.
He got fireballs.
You got
Oh,
fireballs.
He's dead. No, you don't even have to roll.
dead.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
Even if you
So,
make it.
so your attack with him actually doesn't go off because of that.
Sorry.
Okay. I sacrifice my.
Initiative.
Yes. Isn't this the second time he's died?
No, I'm curious.
Oh, this is gonna be it.
So this is now Sploof and or
No, keep
Elias.
going. Oh,
He's already done his
all got
fireball.
hit.
what's your dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I wasn't there.
No, what's your dexterity modifier?
Oh,
Depending on who goes first.
yeah. Gotcha. +3.
You go first. I have a +2 dexterity.
Okay, so Sploof. The fireball ignites inside the hut, and you see the whole hut sort of blow apart at the seams.
And may
and
I
go
ask,
flying
don't fireball because you'll
everywhere.
kill us.
I wasn't intending.
Thank you.
So I'm going to.
You do also feel hemorrhoid sort of and bite it.
Yeah. We need a code word. We need to coordinate a little bit better.
We could have just walked away from that.
I'm going to.
I need to remember what my secondary character was because I kind of put him on the back burner because I survived my bad monkey disease. I might have to bring him forward now. Yeah.
I'm going to cast Mind Spike then.
Oh, nice.
Nice. At which one?
On whichever one looks like the leader.
You have evidence of the hound.
The halfling? The halfling was doing most of the talking, so.
Cast it on the one that looks like a caster.
I don't think Kai's alive.
So
That's a good
so
idea.
the
Kill the
halfling has a lot of the halfling's got a lot of daggers. One of the elf has
I'm gonna go for the caster.
the elf has a bow. The tiefling is not carrying anything. The dragonborn is not carrying anything.
Caster.
So the tiefling and the dragonborn are casters.
Yeah.
And then there's a human that's pulling out his short sword.
No, they won't be able to. Can't see him.
So who you targeting there, dear?
The spellcasters we assume is the tiefling or the dragonborn. So
Let's go for.
Which one's the warlock? Tiefling? Probably the tiefling.
Let's go
But we don't-
for
we don't
the
know that.
we don't. Well, no, I don't even think she
dragonborn.
knows. She
Okay.
doesn't look behind her, will she?
So we can probably assume.
We don't know.
the
You don't know
dragonborn
which one is the
And
warlock.
Mind Spike is what?
Weapons.
You need a wisdom.
But we wouldn't.
save.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Pick the fighter. He'll take some damage and attack people.
Where
So that's
are the?
actually-
I need to know what something does real quick because I'm gonna be dead soon.
Okay, so a wisdom saving throw. needs to beat what?
16.
Did not do it.
Well, then he takes 19 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, that is almost as much as he took from the fireball.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is half of the remaining hit points. And her eyes roll up in the back of her head, and
One
she
down.
falls to the ground unconscious.
Who was that?
That was
Dragonborn.
the Dragonborn.
Nice.
So proud of guy.
I hope we all
Okay.
get to act.
What else you doing there? Sploof? Anything?
I'm a hide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a hide.
That's a good decision.
I'm a hide
And you-
so hitty.
And you've got a what? A plus
I got
7.
+7.
+7? Okay.
Hide so hitty.
All right. All right, Elias.
All right. So I'm going to bonus action light up my maul.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. Is there any way I can go to a little bit of cover? When you say that one house is complete, is there like it only goes
It's
to
no
this?
longer complete.
It's not.
Yeah,
It
the
just got
hut was the
exploded.
only complete structure.
And if
in-
I go there, there won't be any cover, correct?
Well, they were in the hut.
No, I mean like the walls only go to like here, so I wouldn't have any cover.
I mean, you could duck down behind it if you wanted to.
Would that technically make him prone?
Yeah.
I am a dwarf, but just no, that's fine.
What are you trying to do there?
I was just gonna get into cover and then I'm gonna take the dodge action, because I took the feat to Dwarven Fortitude and I can use my dodge action to use one hit die.
Regain hit die.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can make it to one of the other ruined structures and sort of dive over the wall and just sort of hunker down.
Okay.
With your back sort of in the corner, out of sight. And
No. Oh no. You know what? No, I'm not gonna take cover. I'm just gonna stand behind Gideon.
Great.
All right. So you're gonna stand behind Gideon and
About 10 feet behind Gideon.
Okay.
Cast that though, you may.
And then I'm just gonna take the dodge action.
Okay.
You can't distinguish.
So I get to roll a
enemies from anyone.
hit die.
It's a shame we haven't communicated this before this battle. Guess
So
we're
I
gonna
get an
learn.
extra 9 points. Oh.
Well, I mean,
So
I
Lance,
okay.
I can't
Lance
hold off.
Gideon's up next,
Yes.
and then Meyer.
Then
Yeah.
I go.
I can just wait till you're out of the way.
Because unfortunately, I don't know about this spell, so I'm jumping right
Okay.
in.
And then I have the
'Cause
dodge
I'm a
action
melee
going
fighter,
on.
and that's
So
what I do.
Okay. All right.
So the faces target at random.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Hang on.
So you got, like,
Before you, it's them.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I completely messed up that. So
going.
don't need to worry about these two.
Because I'm gonna
All right. So
cast Armor for this Hexbode's curse and action surge.
all right.
What?
Nothing. Just.
What the hell?
Hey,
That's not how I envisioned
If we
this
survive this fight, this is going to be the like, okay, so we need to work on our communication skills,
It's gonna
team.
be a
This will
big
be
powwow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good.
All right. So
Yeah.
We're splitting the party.
Shut up, Tom.
There's
Get the
gonna be
spell
a
out.
safe
Shut up.
word.
It's gonna be
all right. So the
It's gonna be pineapple.
so
how did you know it?
so
That was what I
Pineapple. Yeah.
So as a bonus action, the halfling attempts the hide action. And is going to try and sneak around behind you guys. However, he's not super well hidden. So all of you make a perception check.
19.
19.
Can I use my passive perception of 15?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. I'm just watching him as he goes by.
15.
15,
I know, right? I really
14.
want him to try and stick around. Resolve is just
Four.
4. Sploof, you are the only one who doesn't see where he goes.
Because you're focused
So,
on me.
Luckily, he's not coming after you. He's trying to get around behind Pyre.
So as he's moving, can I just watch him and be like, cute?
Yeah, you can try. You absolutely
Is he
can.
within range?
I mean,
No, he wasn't.
he's gonna get he's gonna go around behind you. He's gonna try to get around behind you unnoticed. He's not gonna be.
He's
He will
not.
be
However,
around you, notice.
But he is going to make his attack with his short sword. 24.
Goodness.
Believe it or not, that hits.
You should have used
It's
your.
not gonna be enough.
No.
Should have used your divination.
And he does max damage for a total of 11 piercing damage.
Oh.
Oh,
And there goes Pyre.
So it
Pyre is
begins.
down one shot.
Oh jeez.
No healers in the party except for Meyer.
Don't die, Meyer.
All
I'm not getting
right.
close. I am not
The
getting close to them.
then
heal myself,
okay,
too.
so the elf is going to
What have we done?
use a bonus action.
What have you done?
Oh, we're all gonna die.
So she's going to use.
Oh,
Didn't even get to Mumbala.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Going
So-
down in a blaze of glory.
You'll be fine.
I'll be alright.
You'll be dead.
I'm foreseeing the use of a shield spell in my future.
Boop, 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 boop. Even a mage armor and a shield wouldn't
This
have
will be an
stopped
awesome
that.
death. I am proud
So
to
you
die
are
with
below
my friends.
you're below your hit point maximum, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. You think?
What a surprise!
I think everyone's
Ranger.
below there.
You're about to get
yes.
rangered plus 1d8.
That's fine.
That's good.
Yeah. So
You're gonna make it.
It's gonna be the adventures
How
of you
we're gonna
two.
make it.
can't continue with
so she's
these.
going to use a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on you.
Right.
So a d8 and a d6.
Will a will a 24 hit?
Oh, jeez.
What is yours after?
Shield won't, but let me see what I can do.
There's nothing. Not even a shield can stop it.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit. Okay.
Don't have
So
enough.
No.
3, 8, 9,
Oh, we so good.
You're about to go down.
10, 11
So
points
good.
of piercing damage.
I'm not down.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
far
But
you have to
that
go
was
down?
I do have to make the con
How
save.
far do you have to
Okay.
go down to?
Go ahead and do that now.
It's like half
11,
your.
11
I'm
plus-
fine.
Yep, he's fine.
I'm up.
Is it
All right.
something that puts you past half?
Half your current
Half
hit
your
points.
current-
All right. Moving
I was
on.
almost there with the
Ooh,
fireball.
right on the
Moving
edge.
on.
So close. Don't apologize now.
Not
I
max.
can't apologize now. I'm unconscious.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well.
This is where it's gonna end.
On the top of
So
Umbala
where you started?
Yeah.
with two people
Right, right.
alive.
Um,
Can't continue with
It's
only
okay,
two
I like
people.
my next character.
I like my next character too.
Those two people will wander into our next characters.
Yes.
Ah, hello.
Just don't understand how this happened.
Because someone didn't communicate. If he'd let us all take like a couple steps backwards.
Okay.
No, though, we
Okay,
do actually.
Can I
honestly,
borrow
I
your
messaged
PHP
him
again?
before
Yeah.
he did that.
Another, oh, he's casting a
I-
spell.
You know,
If it's another fireball,
because
that's
oh,
me
let's go see if
gone.
Nyx is okay.
Should have just let us turn around and then turned back around as we were walking away and cast.
It's okay.
But if we survive, Next
It was a
time.
very
It'll.
If you survive, we'll kill you.
Killed by a
Strikes.
Where'd we go? Where'd we go?
It's not like we didn't see this coming.
Yeah, it's true.
like something that was not like what we had to because
So every time they made an excuse for why they tried to kill me and my spider.
Yes.
yeah, it was literally one strike, two strike,
I love that you were
Oh.
holding up your
Yes.
finger.
three strike.
Sploof, do you have counter spell? Did you have counter spell? Okay.
And where is
Dumb
okay.
boys deny.
So you recognize from your time with Gideon Eldritch Blast coming
To
out.
me, at disadvantage. Because I am dodging.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Is
you
it
are.
just at him?
Just at him?
Okay, good.
The 15.
That is my armor
It
class.
curves.
Exact.
So
Makes
the DC.
I will use my. No, wait, hold on. I can't do that. Can I?
Okay.
No, I can't do that. Never mind.
Okay. So that's one hit, and the other one will not hit.
Okay.
So the other one whizzes by you.
Okay.
So that is going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
1d10, and then if he has bonuses,
and I can go after the
it's
rogue.
whatever his charisma, unless it's
But
just
he
1d10.
targets at random, so
Yeah.
it's possible we could still get hit.
That.
But it's also possible he attack his own.
13 points of force damage.
So
Are you down?
13 No, I'm still up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I could.
And then
Okay,
the fighter does not have his
I'm at 19.
javelin, so he is going to because it's all the way across the.
So
field.
they all rolled better than me? Okay.
Yeah. And so he's gonna.
Should have used that.
Remind me what you.
I'm a bard.
Yeah. So he's gonna close with you as well.
Who?
The fighter. He's
Fighter?
gonna close. Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna close with you as well,
Okay.
and he's going to make an attack,
Disadvantage.
Which means he's right by me.
which means he's right by you.
Because he's now flanking between you and me, because I was 10 feet behind you.
Good.
All right. Disadvantage is not gonna hit you, so he's gonna swing.
Excellent.
Swing and a miss.
Thank you for telling me to get board recorded here.
Swing. and a
Thank
miss.
you. I
And-
live.
Now it's
your
my
turn.
turn.
You're-
Okay.
The fighter is flanked.
I'm gonna cast
Wait.
Armor of Agathis on myself. So
Nice.
that's
Good
10
job.
extra hit points. Anyone who hits me with a melee attack takes 10 points of cold damage.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to bonus action Hexblade Curse the fighter.
Okay.
And then
Which
action surge to
gives
attack
me
him.
what? Gives him what?
So I deal my proficiency damage bonus as damage. I crit on a 19 or a 20, and when I kill him, I will get
Hit points back.
6 hit points back.
Okay.
And I have advantage because we are flanking.
Yes, you do.
Oh, so close. Oh.
All right. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
No.
Okay. Then that is my turn.
Alrighty then. Meyer,
Okay.
the bard.
Heal the wizard.
Yeah, if you can do some healing, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Is one of your
You could
heals
either.
bonus?
Now, you could
Healing
either
word.
get one of. I would suggest.
Bonus, yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah,
the wizard.
but-
You could wait on the wizard for another round. Yeah. Go. You could either heal me or heal him,
If you
or
can
you
heal
could.
me, I can do some stuff.
Then I'll dodge. Because that's the only way I'm surviving this fight.
So if the other one is a full action, you can still cast that and healing word.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
know
the
that
rule
we
is
love
if you
you,
cast a
Nick.
spell as a bonus action, you can only cast a cantrip on the same turn.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's got to have it's a cantrip.
So he could cast
action.
healing word and a cantrip.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
just
You can't
healing.
cast a full spell
So
and a
do healing word and
other
then
spell even if
Eldritch
it's a bonus
Blast.
action.
I got
Yeah.
But I also need to heal myself
Only.
because I am like down a lot.
I would.
But nothing's attacked you yet.
Yeah.
This is true.
Although
Me-
the rogue's probably coming for you.
We're in the front lines. No
well, but the
offense.
rogue's behind
But
him.
the
So.
rogue's
Yeah.
behind- yeah. So healing word and then cantrip Eldritch Blast at the guy then. Because I believe you at 5th level you have 2 beams you could shoot, correct?
Yeah, but like I said, I don't want to do Eldritch Blast yet because I gotta cure myself because I'm like at the limit.
Yes,
But
but
if you
Eldritch
use-
Blast is a
but-
cantrip.
So if you use
Yeah.
healing word
I see what
and
you're
then
saying.
Eldritch Blast,
Yeah.
Okay.
that
It
then
will
you
work.
can heal someone and deal damage.
Eldritch Blast!
Alright. Alright, first off, I am going to move 30 feet
Okay.
because I
Where?
just don't want to be like in the way.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna move 30 feet back.
30 feet back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will cast healing words.
Okay. What is the range on that, and who are you targeting?
Oh.
Couldn't hit the fighter at a 15, correct?
No.
Okay, so your range on that is 60 feet.
60 feet? Yeah.
Yes, and yeah. And who were you targeting?
Okay.
I've never seen the whole party in such a limbo state.
We've never been this close to death
We're in a
before.
superimposed state. Yeah, we're both alive and
So
dead.
your options, I would say, are either me, Gideon, or you can res Pyre back to a couple hit points. But the rogue is right next to Pyre, so that would kind of
But
be
Pyre will go before the rogue.
true.
Yes.
So if you can kill a rogue in one hit, please do.
We'll see.
If you get res.
Now is not the time to pull your punches.
Yeah, but who's about to be dead?
Well,
he is dead. How many points do you have?
I'm at 19
out of
45.
I'm about to be dead. Is the answer to that?
No,
question.
I can dodge. I can dodge.
The answer is everyone's about to be dead.
5 hit points.
I will.
Except for
I will do Gideon.
Swoop's fine.
Oh yeah, Swoop's fine.
For now.
Okay, so you're gonna healing word Gideon.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a D4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, which is
Charisma, I would assume.
Yes, it's
plus
charisma because you're.
Okay.
2. So 1d4. and
1d4 plus 2.
2. Nice.
5.
Not quite max hit points, but okay.
But close.
I'll have to dodge.
So
Okay, and then I will
Unless I
do
go
Eldritch
Mary.
Blast.
Okay, so you've got 2 beams. You can target up to 2. You can make
I
up
would
to 2
suggest either
targets.
the fighter or
Yeah.
the rogue.
Or that pesky warlock.
The other caster.
The other caster. I would say the caster and the
Please.
ranger, honestly.
Or the rogue.
I can use the Warlock though.
The rogue is apparently not that sneaky.
I think you can use any of them.
Well, yeah, but
Please pick. The
Okay.
anticipation is killing me.
I will target the Warlock on both of them.
Okay,
Roll
with
to
both
hit.
of them. Awesome.
On
So I get +5 on those. So 16 on the first one,
That'll hit.
and the second one, 11. Probably not.
11 does not hit. So
Yeah.
you hit with the first one, but not the
So
second.
1d10. Where's my?
Oh, right, you don't get the bonus damage.
Yeah.
you pick
Don't I have a
anything.
10? Yeah. So that'd be 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Could have been better.
All right. She is still up.
As a bonus action.
You've already
You
used your
already
bonus
used the
action.
bonus action.
Yeah, your bonus
Right.
action was
You've
healing.
already used your bonus
Yeah,
action.
Okay, next time.
All right. So back to the top of the order.
Death save.
Just say.
No, not yet.
Oh, what?
Not yet.
Oh,
He's not at the top of the order.
Azaka.
Hag is.
No, not Azaka.
Oh, the hag.
The
Oh, yeah, I
hag.
forgot. Azaka's
Or
didn't count.
Nanny Pepu.
She's not gonna do anything.
Let's-
She's just gonna run.
She's a
hopefully.
hag. You think she's not gonna do anything? We just blew up her house.
True.
But we is a strong term.
He blew up her house.
Shocker.
She at 60 feet away from the brouhaha, she disappears.
I would prefer that to other options.
You know, to
Yeah.
be fair, you're the only one who attacked those adventurers, and until it was their turn, nobody else had attacked them.
Yeah.
We see your true colors.
Now,
You evil bastard.
make a death save.
Fail.
One failure.
Uno.
Oh wait. You have to beat 10, and that is with your Constitution.
You have.
No, it's,
You don't
it's
get
just,
your
it's
constitution,
Just a straight,
it's just a straight roll.
Yeah, fail.
I thought you added your constitution.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a
It
roll.
is just a straight roll. 10 or 10.
Good to know.
10 or above,
Yeah.
you succeed. Below 10, you fail. A 1 is 2 failures.
Correct.
And a
And-
20 is you're up with 1 hit point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, if you take damage, it's 2 automatic failures.
Which
Wait,
the rogue
isn't
is
there
right
only
above his
criticals
body.
2 automatic failures?
Nope.
Take damage, it is 2 automatic
Well,
failures.
it is a critical, is 2 automatic failures, but if you are unconscious, any attack, any melee attack or ranged
Is an
attack
automatic.
against you is an
Auto
automatic crit.
And the rogue is right above him.
Yeah.
So the rogue could finish you off, but
All
we'll
right.
see how that goes.
So,
Sploof.
Sploof.
Does a 17 hit the rogue?
Does a 17 hit the rogue?
I certainly hope so.
Just barely.
He is threatening my favorite minion.
What are you doing?
A chromatic orb, and he's gonna gonna take, that was 21 points of damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
No, because it's
No,
a
it's
spell
an
attack.
It's an attack.
Okay.
Is the rogue dead? Oh no, he took half his hit points. He's going down.
Falls on top of me knife first.
Seppuku.
He is still up, but he is staggering.
Nice.
Hide!
That is the best thing
Wait,
you can do right
Were
now.
you already hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but
don't I unhide every time?
you
Yeah, if
unhide
you
every
attack,
time
you
you attack.
unhide.
Yeah.
And you've got a +7.
Yes.
Okay.
I am small and sneaky.
You're gonna survive.
Should I just go for the
All
fighter?
right.
Just get used to
Eliash
Sure.
Okay.
Either that or the
All
rogue.
right. I'm going for the fighter.
for the
So,
fighter. Okay.
Yeah. I get 2 attacks with advantage. And come on, Crimson Right.
Hex on him next.
Okay, a 19 plus 25.
25 hits.
Okay, I have to do a lot of maths here. 3, 7. We roll that.
I think I'm about to get some hit points back.
17. 20 damage.
Jeez.
Nice.
Wow!
Okay.
That's fireball save damage.
But
And he staggers but remains on his feet.
Alright, well,
Oh, these guys.
get ready for the next attack,
They're a
boy.
little
Oh,
snails.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on, Braden.
come on.
Yeah.
Advantage.
So 16 plus. What's your bonus?
22 to hit.
Yes.
Come on, Braden.
So tense.
17 points of damage. Damn it! I forgot to do that. That's fine.
So
I forgot to Dawn of the Mark on him.
Daddy, gotta get some new hit points.
So
I'll die, but you will live.
so you just wail on him a couple of times, and with your second hit, you catch him across the head, and his helmet sort of caves in, and you hear the sound of crunching bone, and see splurts of blood out of his nose and mouth. One eyeball ruptures, and he just sort of collapses to the ground. Takes 6 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, are you fine where you are? I'm gonna go.
For now.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use the rest of. I'm gonna use my movement to get over to the rogue.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, if you'll let me, I'll intimidate him to come at me. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Make an intimidation roll.
If only you were.
I'm shaking so much.
No!
Okay. Well, I'm
There
gonna.
goes an inspiration. There goes another inspiration.
Wow.
1 unnatural.
Oh no.
I forgot I had a -1 intimidation.
He didn't roll any, and none of those were good. Those were all terrible rolls.
Well, a 3 beats a 1, but
Alright.
not by much.
Well, I'm
So
still the
he's-
closest to him, so hopefully he'll go for me.
Okay. All right.
Depends how
So
badly he
that
wants
brings
your
us
dead
back
versus
around
making sure
to
he doesn't
them.
get killed.
He is so the rogue goes first. He is going to he's going to bonus action.
Disengage.
No, bonus action. Wow, God, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no, he's not even going to bother with that. He's just going to go straight in with the short sword.
Okay, go for it.
On the active threat.
Alright.
That's what
Does
I
not
would've
get disadvantage.
You're not about to stab back.
this round.
No.
Is that correct?
He does now because I used my reaction
Nor did
to
you just drop one of his friends.
cast Blood Curse of the Eyeless, so he does get disadvantage.
So he does get disadvantage.
So
Okay.
I believe that's done for the day.
Uh,
I only have one of those.
Okay, so 14 does not.
That does not hit.
So he takes a swing at you,
Okay.
but he was expecting someone a little bit taller, I
Yep.
guess, and he's a halfling, but he was aiming high.
Okay.
You can control him.
Oh wait, not that high.
He's
I
so
don't-
used to fighting people taller
I don't
than
need to
him.
shave.
And then he is going to take his bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And move
And
away.
want to run away.
He's going to run away.
Alright.
So he is no longer threatening your friend. The ranger
He's gonna shoot arrows at me.
is going to shoot arrows at you. You are
Kind of a figure.
you are.
It's okay. I've
Get
got some more
shield-
hit
get
points
shield
back.
ready, get
Shield's
shield
ready.
So you are.
Okay.
Well, no, if
So
it's-
you are marked.
Yeah, she
So
has the hunter's mark on me.
She does have the hunter's mark.
So if she hits, she deals her extra damage.
Okay. 15.
No.
With shield.
Ooh, you got
Awesome.
an AC of like 17.
17 with my
Awesome.
shield out.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All right. So Eldritch blasts. One for each of you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I can
What,
take
me
that.
as well,
I can
or-
take that.
Yes. One for Gideon. One for.
So I hate to be this guy, but unless that ranger's a really low level, she has a second shot.
I'm only taking one.
Okay.
Oh, I'm giving you guys that much at
Okay.
least.
Just expecting the other one to.
So Gideon, this is gonna miss you. I'm not gonna make that. This is gonna miss you. 11. So 24.
Oh yeah, that hits.
24 will hit.
Please let it be less than.
Uh,
Well, let it be a 7.
10.
I'm gonna have to make a Constitution. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Natural 20.
You manage. You just shrug it off. It's like, is that all you got?
An arrow.
No, it was.
That was in the
Eldritch
part of my
Blast.
You can just
My armor.
That part of the skin just sort of sloughs off. Burns. I didn't even
Chips
see it.
chips my arm.
Gideon.
It's your turn finally.
Alright, is talking a free action, or does that take?
Yeah, talking's a free action if you want.
Now would be a great time for you to just give up. Nobody else has to die.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, that was
That's
so.
a 5.
That was so sad.
All right,
It was
I'm
almost a
advancing
20.
on the warlock.
Okay.
Can I get up to him in my turn? I assume so. I'm not that far
you
away.
can get to her.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not a wide battlefield. You guys are within proximity.
Die, nobody's gonna know what happened.
19 to hit.
What?
19 hits.
Nobody's gonna know what happened to Jordan.
Apparently he knows.
Yeah.
More than 20, he's dead.
That'll be 12 points of damage.
12 points.
Unless my sword does anything special that I don't know about.
Yeah, that's the first time you've hit with it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got the flames on it, and like I don't really know what it does. I haven't actually hit anything with it, so I don't know what it does.
Actually, I think I have notes on that. Give
So
me a
unless it
moment.
does something special, it's just 12.
Because that would be real convenient.
Give me a moment.
Yes.
I think I've got some notes for you here on this. I should have had these open already. I apologize, guys.
I hope you all
Give
at
me a
home
second.
are having as much fun as we are.
Woo!
Trying
Yes,
to
I'm
die.
excited.
I mean, this did
We're gonna have some harsh words off screen of what just happened tonight.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm gonna get
Where
high
is
fives.
it?
It's pretty epic.
Where is
It's a
it?
good way to die.
Did you mark him?
whole direction.
No.
Okay.
I'm saving my last spell slot for shield. But I have.
No, I thought you could hexblade.
Just a second.
No, I can only use it once.
Wait.
And as far as I could tell from reading it, I can't move it.
Okay.
It's just once. But I've got Armor of Agathis up, so
If anyone hits you there,
They take
they
10
take a
points of
lot of
damage.
damage. It's gonna
That's a
hurt.
lot of damage.
So who do we still have? Okay, so.
The rogue,
Yeah.
the ranger, and the warlock, and I'm right up on the warlock.
Oh,
and he's by the rogue.
No, there's one more.
No, the rogue took off.
No, the rogue.
Not far enough
Disengaged.
for him to.
30 feet.
You deal an additional 1d4 flame damage.
3 more points of fire damage.
15 total.
And that was on the
warlock.
The warlock. So 3 more.
Yep.
Oh, it's halved.
And you see the light sort of fade from her eyes as she goes unconscious.
I'm gonna use my bonus action for second wind, and I get 9 hit points back.
Okay.
Warlock's dead.
Warlock's dead.
Unconscious.
Unconscious.
Out of the fight.
Don't worry about your power spells. Just heal yourself.
All right, Meyer.
Although
Or
I'm the
Eldritch
lowest.
Blast something.
So at the moment, the halfling is still up,
Healing word yourself and
and
then and
the
then
elf
use Eldritch
ranger
Blast.
is still up.
Would like to say I'm at 9 and he's on a 1 tick of a death saving throw.
Oh yeah, healing pyre could.
Yeah.
He probably won't
I
take
don't-
any damage.
I don't know that that's your priority.
True.
Especially
True,
since I
that's-
was the one who fired.
This is all up to you. You
Yeah.
do whatever.
Okay.
I'm back up to have only taken 3 points of damage this whole fight.
I'm almost dead.
Yeah.
I'm just really sneaky.
Definitely gonna.
Okay. So the warlock's
Yes.
down, and we got the other 2 that are.
The rogue is
there
running
are
away
2
from him. The
remaining.
ranger's in the room with me after I just dropped the warlock.
Okay, and they're all hurt, right?
Oh yeah.
Everyone
Okay.
got fireballed.
Everyone got
Alright, so
fired.
we're gonna do something a little different here. I am going to do. I'll do healing word on myself.
Okay.
1d4 Nice,
Nice.
that's 4, so that'd be 6. And then I'm going to cast Hold the Dead on the. Yeah, the rogue. So that'd be.
No, rogue.
Okay, so
The rogue is running away from
okay, so your bonus action was
Healing word.
healing
He
word.
Healing word.
attacked and disengaged.
Toll the dead. Is that a cantrip?
Yes,
Cantrip,
it's
yes.
Xanathar.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
if he's already hurt, it's a.
It's a D12.
Yeah, 2d12.
He's already hurt.
Yeah. It's like
That's my 12.
yeah.
I thought you said hold the dead, and I was really
No,
I'm still alive.
Oh. Yeah.
9 points.
9 points.
9
of
points
damage.
necro.
I just enjoyed that.
That was a roller coaster.
No.
All right, he is still up, but he is hurting badly. In fact, okay, natural 20 on his Constitution save to stay up.
Which one's that? Was
The
All
rogue.
right, so
And if you want,
somebody does
the
something.
ranger's in the room with me.
Somebody
so.
does something. What is that?
Somebody does something.
That would
Oh,
be the
the-
invisible hag.
The invisible hag.
Pyre, make your.
What?
Fire just died.
Oh, he just rolled a 1.
no.
Oh.
Okay.
He's got
I
50
figured we
gold
could
on
come
him.
Back to that.
And there's no coming back, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Not while the
This
death curse is in
This
play.
is the death curse. Do you not? Can you not use your divinity to change that
Yeah, I
number?
can make it a 2.
Yeah,
But
but
that's only one
But
fail
I'm
instead of.
not conscious.
Do you
so
have
I
to?
can't-
do you have to be conscious?
I have to use
Oh,
something I can see.
you can see yourself dying as your spirit floats away.
Your spirit's like no.
And none of us can use an inspiration to make
I
him
rolled it
reroll.
already.
What's that?
And I rolled it already, so I couldn't make it a 2.
No, sorry.
But
No.
could I use an inspiration to make him reroll? Or is
It's
that
not the way that
technically
works. You can make me re-roll things, but you can't make
This
them re-roll.
it's he's gone,
Gone.
and maybe for the better.
So we'll circle back around to that.
Sploof. Your-
Sploof.
You realize I'm gonna animate you in a minute, right?
Let me pick his pockets first.
We'll get to that after the fight.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, we
I
should
am
loot up
going
that
to. I'm gonna chromatic orb the rogue again. Rogue.
It's gonna be easier for the rogue to get away than the ranger, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The ranger
I'm
can't
gonna
hide as a bonus action.
I'm gonna miss
Well, how much?
by a natural 1.
Oh.
No.
What are you doing?
What are you two doing over there?
Nothing.
Oh, you want to see what his loot is, don't you?
Because I want to see what we're gonna lose.
Lose? What does that mean?
All right, so
You don't know what happens.
so your chromatic orb goes wide,
I'm next to him.
and you just miss. Elias.
Do you need help?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm probably the best at anybody here.
Oh,
good?
Sploof.
Expect
Right,
Sploof.
except Sploof. You could dodge and
I
heal.
Pretty
can-
emotional.
So
I-
so there is still the halfling and
None of us know
the
Pyre's dead yet.
Halfling rogue
Yeah.
and
About
Elven Ranger.
Elven Ranger.
Not
The Ranger
yet.
hasn't been hit, has she?
No,
No.
but I'm in the room with her.
Right. Are you next to her?
I don't know. Am I next to her? When I moved over to the warlock, am I within melee range of her?
Yeah, you'll be within melee range of her.
Yeah, no. So she's.
Can I get
We'll be fine.
flanking?
You can if you want to.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And then I'll attack twice. I will bonus action. No, I can't do that because I already used my blood maledict. Oh, I have advantage. Doesn't help.
Jeez. You need new dice.
No, it's not that.
I don't know, the big ones. I don't trust them.
14 on the ranger.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna use my clockwork amulet. So does a 16 hit?
Just.
That's good enough for me. Do we roll that? 17 points of damage on the
Okay.
second hit. On the second.
All right.
You know, I don't envy you having to play an entire party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it before. It's not pretty.
You know,
It
all
is
things
at this
considered, we're
point,
doing pretty well.
seeing that their party has been sort of
That they give up?
the elf drops her bow,
Good choice.
puts her hands up. The halfling, stops, puts his hands up, or after unsheathing his or after undoing his dagger belt, and drops it and puts his hands up.
Just
as
kill
well.
him anyway.
No.
You're
Good.
Oh yeah.
So does someone explode?
The
Oh, right.
The old crone reappears next to the downed tiefling, rakes her claws across her throat, and holds out a gem to her mouth as her last breath is being exhaled. The gem starts to glow.
Oh, you
can
And she
I-
reaches over and plants it in Pyre's head.
What?
You made a deal?
What?
You made a deal.
Come here.
You made a deal. That's why he didn't go away. What? Now he's free of the death curse.
I don't think that's how that works.
Or whatever. I don't know.
What just happened?
He made a deal with
I'm not sure if I'm upset by this or not.
I don't know what just happened.
Oh.
She just did what they were trying to get her to do on their friend,
But
then
he's
only
gonna be
part of him
weird.
is coming back.
Yeah, although he was evil, so maybe the version that we get will be good.
It's only the good have.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just not sure if I have a problem with this.
I don't know what
I don't
this
think
is.
I do. Like, at this particular moment, it looks like she's saving my bud, so
Yeah.
I don't really.
How did you make a deal with this woman without saying a
We
word?
can ask Pyre when he
Wait.
gets up.
Assuming that's what's about to
we
happen.
It's a good thing I was about to stop whatever she was doing.
Yeah,
I was about to just start whacking her.
we'd have died.
Maybe. but
yeah,
I
no,
thought she was
I
gonna
would
bring
have
back the
died.
tiefling.
She's making.
I didn't expect that outcome.
What happened? What happened?
So does Pyre get up?
No.
What? What just happened?
Okay, I'm gonna say, Meyer, get him back up. I'm gonna side eye the hag and walk over and pick up the elves' weapons.
I'm gonna dodge.
And I'm
real
saying,
quick.
Sploof, go get that dagger belt.
I'm gonna dodge to get a hit point back. Hit die back.
And then I'm gonna run over next to you, because I suddenly
Yeah.
realized that you're not well,
I'm gonna-
and now you have a gem in
I'm
your
gonna
mouth.
Are you
tie
conscious
the
Head.
Wait, does it stick?
elves'
Does it
hands
stay?
together
He's
behind your back.
He's vision!
Vision.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's Steven Universe.
Yeah, so it's stuck in your
Sploof.
forehead.
You have a choice. You can either make a medicine check or an arcana check.
Oh
Can I
Probably
also
not
make
wisdom.
a medicine check? Just to see what's...
Just you're not right there at him right now. Sploof is.
Ooh, that's not bad. 21.
Oh no!
Not breathing.
I really hope we're not gonna have to kill you too. On the bright side, I think I can kill him at the moment.
You have
Well, if he's, I'll kill you.
You might.
You're undead. I assume you're dead. Ah, yeah, I'll kill you in one shot.
Yeah.
Oh, did she make him undead?
Maybe.
In a stasis
Dead
where you're
Jim?
there. Well, there
I
might
don't know.
be.
I don't know anything about this.
Well, what I'm theorizing is you made a deal that would make you undead, so you're not dying of the death curse, but you're undead. Are you what are you?
So I'm going
Living
to
in
immediately
ecstasy?
reach up and cover Sploof's mouth.
With my passive perception
he's
of
up.
15, do I see what's going on? I assume so.
I mean, you see him reach up and cover Sploof's
But
mouth.
we saw her put the gem in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time for some interrogation.
I mean, did everybody know that Pyre was dead?
I don't think we
Maybe
did.
he was
Nobody
unconscious,
checked him.
you guys.
Would my passive perception of 15 when I passed him?
No, that would not
So
have been enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the elf sit down and be like, one moment,
Give us
and I'm just gonna call him and be like, Pyre,
What?
how we feeling? Dead? Undead?
Why?
Because you have a gem in your forehead. Or he's acting.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll an insight. Oh no, never mind.
I'm gonna roll an insight though, if that's okay.
I assume I'm guarding the
I know
two
what
prisoners.
I know. I
so
don't know what he knows.
I assume I'm watching the two prisoners. So
So 14 to see if you're
18.
okay.
19.
So you guys want to put your heads together for a sec? I will come with, however. Because I have to know.
if you're having as much fun as we are, I'm having a
You could hit
heart
that follow
attack.
button now.
You can step away and yell out at any time. What's going on?
I'm carefully measuring my words. Which might be the first time I've carefully measured words. They're
Carefully
not
measured
long.
words. What is going on?
I don't know. Well, I know, but I don't know if he knows.
Sploof!
Ooh,
Watch your feet.
he knows. Never mind. Never mind.
Have you ever woke up with a splitting headache?
I suspect
Yes.
not to the degree that you just
Yeah.
have a rock in your skull.
Thank you.
Is the hag still around?
Yeah, she's still standing there.
Standing by Pyre?
Yep.
the gem?
Right. in
No,
his
what
forehead.
color is it? Just out of curiosity.
It was just a clear gem before, so it looked like might have been like a diamond of some kind, and now it's glowing with an inner light.
It's pretty.
So
I'm going to run over to the hag and hug the hag.
Things you don't always hear in a D&D session.
Make that a T-shirt. Hug a hag.
I run over and hug the hag. Sploof,
What?
what's going on?
Nothing?
Don't even.
Nothing is going on.
Except that you died and now you're not.
Except you don't know.
You don't know that she
I
died.
would assume after this that he was dead. That's
You got fireballs and stabbed by a rogue.
There?
Sploof.
Oh yeah.
Minion
Empire's
is good.
the only one who knows where Bright is.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
another
Where
note.
is Bright?
Another note.
Oh yeah.
The core is dead.
The what?
The what?
The core. The
Oh, he's not dead yet.
What's the core?
Kai.
Kai.
Right.
Mr.
Oh,
Hill.
Kai.
Oh.
Kai is not
So
dead yet.
is he dead or is he not?
Not yet.
Well,
Elaborate.
Oh, those pesky Terra folk down on the cliffside grabbed him and took him off. He's in their nest. Which reminds me, I have a price for the service I just rendered.
Oh jeez.
I want you all to get rid of them.
Side quest!
Oh, the Terra things? Okay. Well, first of all, tell us what happened.
Your friend is upright, isn't he?
You want the price paid. Someone's gonna explain what just happened.
Ha. Ha. There's undead! Sorry.
I know a certain right.
We can fix him from here if we fix the curse. Then he's back to old pine.
I call it the right of gifted life.
I'm sure you do.
Can I roll to see if I know what that is?
It'll be an Arcana check.
Okay. Well, I have. Let's see. Hold on a second. I have advantage on intelligence check to recall info about Fey Fiends and undead. Does this count?
You know what? I'll give it to you.
Arcana? 15?
You've never heard of anything called the right of gifted life. You have heard of something called the right of stolen life.
Oh. That. Interesting.
So, lady,
Is he gonna be okay?
can you tell me the fine print on this?
I wish I had an inspiration to give to you.
I have. The fine print.
Well, what would you like to know, dearie?
Like, does he explode in 5 days? Does he slowly rot even more than he already was rotting?
Oh, there's a definite expiration date. Yes.
Is his soul like eternally damned or anything creepy like that?
Oh no, of course not.
That's good.
Insight. What's my insight? 11. Yeah.
Seems like she's being straightforward.
And what do these terrafolk do to you?
They pester me.
They take her dinner.
They take my they take my dinner.
And we just get rid of them.
Yeah.
How many are there? That's a good question.
DM question.
Mhm.
Would Nyx be coming about now as an explosion
Yeah, 'cause
has
she went to
rocked
get
through the?
Yeah, about this point, the brouhaha would have drawn your attention, you would have set off, run into Bright, and the two of you would make it back to the party about this point.
Okay.
So about the point that Sploof is asking how many there are.
Bright!
Hello.
Would anyone happen to have a healing potion?
Oh, yes.
Let's wait and see if we're taking a rest first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
A lot.
I wasn't gone that long.
Long enough for someone to die and be brought back.
Funny story.
Apparently.
What? Excuse me?
Funny story.
Yeah.
He shined.
Something that's keeping him from dying.
Well, I was only born yesterday.
Are we gonna have a problem?
No, I like undead.
You're looking at me, huh?
I'm dead.
But we'll
Well-
undead you once we are able. But, as I understand from what she says, we should really end the curse quickly. Can we do that before we get rid of the terror folk? So that we can maybe not die. And then come back for the terror folk.
There's a lot going on.
But they're here, and they have your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That's true. I like his mustachy thing. It makes me laugh. Look at him.
Why Pyre?
Because he was dead.
There were a lot of people who were dead.
Yeah. But she asked, and you asked, about Orolonga. I may have a small request when you get there.
So, real quick, if you plan on us getting there,
Every time I look at you.
we might want to take care of that before taking care of the Terra folk. I mean, maybe go grab our friend and then go to Orlonga and then come back and take care of them. As a permanent solution.
I rather suspect when you invade their area, it'll be a permanent solution.
What request would you have us bring the Oracle?
Oh, it's not a request for the Oracle. It's a request for myself. Bring something back from Orolonga.
And what would that be?
Oh, nothing much. Just one of the scales from the Oracle.
Okay.
And is this one of those things where the Oracle's gonna get real pissed when I bring you one back?
I don't know.
Nanny pig poop. You know I like
I like you too, child.
For what, the 30 seconds you met her?
you. She was nice to me. But, and as happy as we are to have our fire back, you're asking two favors. For one thing,
But it's a big thing.
so is the thing you're asking. A scale? We don't know what the Oracle is yet.
What is the Oracle?
And if it has scales, then it doesn't sound good.
She does have a point.
And what happens if we don't pay the price?
Then perhaps I'll visit in the night and take back my gift.
Also, did you
No!
I just like grab onto Pyre's leg.
there was an expiration date, right?
Yes.
What is that?
Well, nature will take its course.
5 days, give or take.
Really? You have 5 days.
What?
Decay or just drop dead?
Well,
this
in
long
his
just to get this many
condition, those are the
hexes?
same thing.
You know, I feel like it's not necessarily a great time for us to be, I don't know, bargaining. I feel like sure. We can just follow through with the requests and stop falling apart sooner. Maybe.
Well, we do gotta get Kai back.
Yes.
Assuming he's alive.
Well, as I say, he was the last time I saw him. Well, it is getting late in the day. The Terrafolk all return to the Eyrie at night. You would do well to attack them or infiltrate them or whatever it is you heroic types want to do in the morning. Meantime, feel free, pick a spot. Any of these will do.
So I'm gonna pick up the elf lady and go to the other side of this little village from the hag. And I'll grab the rogue on my way, and I'm gonna set up my camp there.
Okay. There is one more of their party that is still alive but unconscious. It's the Dragonborn.
I'll grab
fighter?
him too.
No,
You killed the fighter.
The fighter's
Yeah.
dead.
Because
You killed
I
him.
got hit points back.
Okay.
And then,
Tiefling's dead.
I mean, whatever
And the
everybody else
tiefling's
is
dead,
going to do,
obviously.
but if nobody else gets to
Yeah.
it, I'm going to collect their dead and start burying them.
Okay.
Can I animate some,
No.
please?
No.
I don't think we need them right.
As you
That's
start
24
to as all of you start to sort of walk away and congregate around Gideon, the hag just sort of cackles, spins in place, and disappears into the night.
That's a neat check.
Marvelous, madam.
And that is where we will leave it for the night, and we will pick up
Stop
there
making lists in your
next
game.
time. Unfortunately,
Just happens,
I
man.
do have a scheduling conflict next week, so we will not be able to have this next week. We will, however,
Just on Tuesday?
just on Tuesday.
So we might reschedule?
We might look at the
Good,
schedule
'cause
and see if we
I
can
think I have
reschedule it
I have to
for a
work Tuesday
different
evening
night.
next week, so that helps me a bit.
We'll let you guys know how that turns out. We will let you guys know via all the usual sources when we're going to be picking up next. Hopefully you guys will come along and join us and see how this mad insanity plays
I need to
itself
watch
out.
this episode again.
No.
If you've liked what you've seen tonight, do give us that like, do give us that follow. We are pushing hard to make affiliate. We're at 36, need 14 more. We've got everything else. We've got the hours. We've got the number of streams. We're looking for those numbers of followers. So if you guys will help us out with that, give us a like and follow us, that would be hugely helpful. If you like what you saw, but you're a little bit lost, you're a little bit behind, all of these sessions should be up on YouTube. Try to put them up on Sundays. Doesn't always work because things happen. But I think we're caught up now. The only one that's not up is the session we did here tonight. That'll be up this coming Sunday. Thank you so much, guys, for coming along with us. You guys have anything else you want to add before we bid farewell to our
Other than
friends
that
online?
was crazy.
Was not expecting that.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you being awesome.
Yes.
So, until next time,
Someone did.
be sure you bring your bats, bring your balls, and remember, if you've got a hammer, everything looks like a glass house. Good night, guys.
Night.